Hello, everybody. It's DelusionDispeller. It's going to be quite the night. This is going to be a total different direction than last night. Last night was great. I had a really good time. I learned a lot. I know Lisa did too. One Love. She'll be here tonight joining me on panel shortly. I finally figured out how to do a screen share. Yay. I'm not as big a dingling as I thought I was. Anyway, I'm going to be sharing the video so you all can follow along with us, and we will do the commentary in between watching the video. What we're going to be talking about tonight is, some of you are familiar, Erin F., also known as She Won Everything, did a wonderful documentary video commentary on the McKamey Manor situation. Those of you that don't know what McKamey Manor is, it is a so-called haunted house, which really is nothing short of a torture chamber, in my opinion, and many people's opinions. I learned a lot more about the owner of this haunted house, and I want to discuss my feelings on that and some other things. I'm going to get One Love right up here right away. One moment. Get you the link. I figured out how to live stream, so no problem. No notification? Sorry. Sorry about that. I messaged you, but it didn't work apparently. So let me get this ready to roll here. Is this the one? I think this is the one. Okay, that worked. Let's get One Love up here. Yay, I did it. I'm so proud of myself.
You are good. You got to show me how.
Oh, it's not hard at all. It was so much easier than I thought it was. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the video that we're going to be watching tonight. Let me move this out of the way. As I said, this is going to be, I probably should usher a disclaimer. I don't know how much, I don't think they show any of the graphic stuff from the actual haunted house type place. Thank God, because it's really bad, especially if you have a weak stomach and you don't like that kind of stuff, which I don't. This is basically an interview of the daughter of the man that runs this place. And there's a lot more to this guy, which I, again, nailed from the moment I saw the dude. Some of the issues that he has are very obvious. Narcissism being one of them, which everybody knows. Oh, that's Dee Dee's favorite topic. Everybody's a narcissist. Well, in this case, Dee Dee was right. He is. And he's also OCD, among other things. He was accused of doing inappropriate things with young people, but that is not founded, nor is it true, apparently, according to his daughter, that never happened. There's a bunch of people starting rumors, so we don't have to go there on that. But I think it should be an interesting commentary. I have a lot to say, and I have a feeling One Love will. No, that's not the father. Oh, goodness, no. No, and I don't think we're going to end up showing the father's picture unless I can show pictures or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. I might show you later some of the pictures, but we'll see. They're pretty graphic, and I don't want to get into all that. You can always look it up. Just look up McKamey Manor. It's not hard to find them. They're all over the internet. All right. So without further ado, I am going to figure out how to start this because I got it on the screen. Now I got to figure out how to actually play it. I guess you have to play it from the actual video. So I'm going to try to hit the video and see if it plays up on the screen.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Unmasking McKamey, our live series part 4, where we have been, to be honest, lucky and privileged enough to have Russ McKamey's daughter, Lindsay, who's going to come on and tell her story. She's going to tell you guys in her own words, and I just hope you guys ready, because I'm sure this is going to be an amazing moment for a lot of the McKamey Manor community and people that have been following this story.
It's going to be quite the
And
night.
I just want to
Hold
point
on.
out as well, if you're watching this back, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and this is my 3rd live stream show of the day. My brain is fried, so I apologize. So we're just going to get stuck right in and introduce our guest. So, Lindsay, thank you very much for a really crucial point. Just wait till you have a drink out of your bottle and introduce you.
I need some light. I'm dehydrated from all the crying.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good. But thank you so much for reaching out.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We have
one second. Dee, I'm going to run in the kitchen real quick and flip the mock chicken legs.
Okay, is it okay to bring Eli on? Do you know? Is Eli a good person to
Yes.
join us? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Eli. Yes. I'll bring you on. No problem. There you go. There's the link. You feel free to grab it. I trust one loves judgment. I've been hurt by a lot of people, so I'm not letting just anybody up on panel with me anymore. But if she says you're good person, then cool. This is going to be, no, this is McKamey's daughter. This is Russ McKamey's daughter. We're just waiting for Eli to come on up.
Okay. I'm making mock chicken legs.
I don't know what that is. But okay.
They're not chicken.
Oh.
That's why they call them mock, and they're like shaped like little chickens on a stick.
Oh.
Little chicken legs on a stick.
What are they made with?
I have no idea.
Oh.
But they are good, and they're cheap, and my son likes them.
Oh, did I say her? We're waiting for him to come up. Okay, I guess I'll just keep playing it. When he gets up here, he gets up here.
Okay.
All right, because I got to keep switching screens apparently to do this. So let's get this going. All right.
So weird and wonderful. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and I think everyone is going to have questions. And I know we talked a little bit before we went live about possible follow-up. I don't want to bombard you too much tonight. So if we were to gather up some questions, and even if you decide you don't want to come back, if I can put them to you in an email, just in case we cover bases. I just don't want you to get too bombarded. Yeah. Okay. All right. Wow. I'm really.
Okay.
So,
Same.
thank you, everyone that's joined us back in. Please like, please share, please pass this around. I think you all know how big a deal this is. And rather than you guys sitting listening to me ramble on for the 3rd show, I'm just going to hand you straight over to Lindsay. And I just, we'll take it slow. We'll take it slow. So, Lindsay, thank you and welcome. Welcome. I really appreciate you being here. Why don't you just for anyone who has just joined us, why don't you tell us who you are and how you fit into the McKamey Manor story? I mean, it's fairly obvious, but let's just go down that road. So yeah, tell us all about it.
My name is Lindsay. I am Russ McKamey's daughter. I have not seen my dad since I was 13, and I'm almost 22 now. My brother and I had a pretty interesting childhood that still, affects us to this day. And we've never really talked about it, except with like people who we're really close with, because it's really hard to explain, as I'm sure you guys can understand. It's a very strange situation. But I don't want to say that I'm jumping on a bandwagon because it sounds like there's negative meaning behind that, but
I think now is the time. I
saw Carol make a video. Carol was my stepmom from the age of 5 to 13, and she just brought back a lot of things that made me be like, oh my God, this was really crazy. And I think, I don't want to put my dad on blast here. I don't have a relationship with him, but I do want to say that I don't believe my dad. I don't believe my dad is a bad person. I think he is sick, and I think that he had a traumatic childhood.
Okay.
And I think that he's lost every single person in his life because of his illness. And he knows that he has it. He knows he's mentally ill. He's dealt with it his entire life. And I don't think that he's a bad guy. I think that he has issues.
Okay, hold on there.
Hello, guys.
Hi, Eli. How are you?
Okay. Got a little taken a little nap, just out and about with my daughter. She had her appointment today, and I was just like, and I was just like, okay, I'm up.
You look so much like my ex-husband. It's uncanny.
What's uncanny? He must be.
Yeah.
Hey, it's uncanny means he sounds like a can head.
Oh no, it's just
I'm just kidding with you.
unreal. And his name was Celestino, so he's Mexican, and he looks exactly like you. It's
I think
really
caffeine.
wild.
Hey, we never know.
No, it's not. You're not him. He has dementia. It's not you, I guarantee.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm him. I'm just kidding. No.
He has that kind of sense of humor too. It's kind of funny.
I'm just.
Ugh. So, she's sitting there saying,
I'm gonna get you back. What?
Yeah, I bet you are.
I'm kidding.
So she's sitting there saying that, oh, well, my dad, he's not, demented or whatever. He's sick. And I remember saying that same thing about my stepdad, who had very similar traits to this man running this haunted mansion. Very similar. That's why this is just like, oh my gosh, that could have been me years ago saying, well, dad just has a sickness. No, dad needed to be really dealt with, and dad was not. And dad ended up dying a really weird death. So
Okay. So what are we talking? I'm sorry about that. What are we talking about?
Yeah, have you heard of McKamey Manor?
No. No.
Okay, it's an extreme, they call it an extreme haunted house. What it essentially is people sign an affidavit, a waiver, to allow themselves to be physically and emotionally and psychologically tortured in the name of fun. This guy does all kinds of unspeakable things to people and just really abuses them. I mean, people come out with broken bones, bruises, cuts. One lady even had a heart attack. So, wow. Oh yeah. And I would like to see the place utterly shut down and the dude taken to a mental institution, because that's where he needs to be. And even his daughter will say that as we go on. But yes. I just found this today and I was like, oh my gosh, this just verifies what I've been saying all along. This is not a normal haunted house. This is a dude that is basically progressively getting worse and worse in his mental illness. And he's allowed to perpetrate a crime, many crimes, on people in the name of fun. And yeah, it bothers me. Erin, she won everything, was the first one to bring this to my attention, everybody's attention, really. So here we go. Let me get it back on for you.
And that's what I want to say. I want to tell you guys, he's not a pedophile. He never touched my brother and I. In fact, he's quite the opposite of a pedophile. He is terrified of children because he has OCD, because of what happened to him when he was little. It has affected him his entire life because he is paranoid that he might be a pedophile, but he is not a pedophile.
Okay.
In my opinion, in my mom's opinion.
Do you think that there's any trace of predatory sort of behavior?
Predator in a different way. He's predatory towards women, towards
absolutely,
people who he feels that he can control. I mean, he's a narcissist, and I wouldn't necessarily go as far as say he's a psychopath, because he does have very heavy emotion. He's an emotional person. He's sensitive. He wells up at commercials. He, when we were around, when we were kids, he loved us so much. But he just has these issues, and he did mentally and verbally and psychologically abuse us. But he didn't. I don't want to say he didn't mean to. It's a hard balance of trying to figure out where his head is at, because you can't understand someone who's ill like that.
Okay. Whoa. All right. And this is a commentary, so we will be stopping it periodically because we have to. We can't just sit and record a whole video. We'll get in big trouble from the YouTube gurus up above. He sounds like a psychopath who's acting out his fantasies. Bingo! Ding, 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 ding. They cover that more as this thing goes on, too. It's just absolutely unreal. I know, Hillary, right? Too bad we can't ask her questions. You can tell as time goes on, though, that she's only answering what she, in her state of mind, is perceiving, so to speak. And as far as I'm concerned, her perception is skewed from being traumatized. You'll learn.
I only saw a little bit of it, but from what I did see of it, I also feel that she has empathy, because I guess her father was terribly tortured as a child.
He was, yeah.
Wow.
And so that's what created this man that we see today.
Oh,
Right.
did you I got a message from Angela that they blocked her channel for talking about religion until March. She can't do no live streams or anything because she was talking about guns and religion on her channel.
Who?
Angela loves Killer Whales of Groot.
Oh, I talk about God and stuff on my channel.
I don't know. She texted me that on my last stream that I had, and I was just like, huh?
Yeah, she left me that message, but she said she is going to appeal it, and
Yeah.
I think there was a mistake. And I think it'll get handled through the appeal process because Dee always talks about religion.
Yeah, she did tell me that she was going to appeal it too, so hope they do. She's a good person.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for her. She's been sick too lately too. Last couple of days, that's what she was telling me. Sorry about that. I don't want to talk about that, but
That's all right. If you have anything to say, put your hand up. That way I'll know to stop the thing because I'm going back and forth literally between screens here. So
I'm just interested.
I gotcha.
I'm not saying nothing. I want to say something because you know me. I'm very opinionated.
Yes, we'll raise our hand.
yeah, just it's fine. That's why we're here to discuss it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Unless you are also ill. But I don't think that he's predatory towards children, personally. When I was little, he wouldn't even go near me. He wouldn't hug me. He wouldn't touch me because he's paranoid. He has OCD, all these issues. But also, I want to say, I haven't seen him in 10 years.
Yeah.
What can happen after you lose both of your children?
Absolutely.
And if you're already mentally unstable, I can't imagine what losing both of your children at the same time would do to you.
I can't imagine. You know, I've got kids, and it would be devastating.
Yeah, and he loves us. He does, which was a crazy thing to deal with because when your dad loves you, why does he hurt you?
Because he doesn't love you. There's the answer to that. That's not love. And I had to learn that as well. One of the things I wanted to share, and then you guys can definitely give your opinions too. I'm not going to take over everything. When it came to my stepdad, there were a lot of secrets kept. I've told One Love about this too. Where are my mods, by the way? Are my mods in here tonight?
Here, I got it.
Thank you. All right. Saying that, well, he loves us. It's hard to believe he loves us if he hurts us. Love does not hurt. That's not love. Sorry, but nobody's ever going to convince me that someone that truly loves somebody will do the stuff that this dude has done to this girl, as you'll find out as it goes on. You'll learn very quickly that she's got some problems from what happened to her.
But when you have severe mental illness, OCD, bipolar disorder, all of these things that he definitely has.
Which my dad had.
It's very confusing as a child, but I can't blame him. He's ill. I can't blame him.
Oh, yeah, you can.
And do you think that Russ has had any sort of support network at any point throughout his mental illness that he's, used or has been offered to him, or has it always been him sort of trying to deal with it by himself?
Well, when I was younger, I mean, he had a small audience because we lived in San Diego, and he was kind of viral in San Diego because at the time what he was doing was crazy and was weird. But nothing like what it is now. He definitely had people who thought it was strange, and who anyone who knew him personally quickly fell in love with him because he's very charismatic. He would always call himself Mr. Personality because he has this really big, bright personality. But then you get to know him and everything changes. So if there was any bad reputation in San Diego, it was people who knew him. People who didn't know him just thought he was weird and crazy.
Okay.
But it's only escalated to where it is now because of how obviously
is it possible that the Russ you remember metaphorically died when he lost you and your brother, and there's a possibility that he has grown into something completely different? Or do you feel that
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Hang on a moment. Yeah, don't worry.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I can. I mean, when I was about to leave, I was the last straw of his sanity. I mean, I was his daughter.
Yeah.
And he had already lost his son. Russell, my brother, left before I did. Came back every now and then, but always left again and finally he said no. I mean, he attempted to commit suicide in front of me to get me to stay, which he also did to Carol many times, and to my mom. It's a tactic he uses to get people to stay.
Okay.
There is a history of suicide in our family, so it was very scary for me.
Of course, it'd be traumatic for you, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, my whole childhood was just taking care of him and making sure he was okay and making sure that he still loved me. And I mean, all of these deep daddy issue type things that you've heard of.
Yeah, well, I think we can allow you some. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you know, I wouldn't say it's saying something died with him when I left. I have no idea, but from what I've heard, based off what Holly is saying and based off of what Carol said, because she stayed quite a long time after I left, it's progressed. It's absolutely gotten worse since I was a kid.
I think when we hear your words, I don't think anyone's spoken about your dad this week the way that you have and painted the picture that you. I mean, you're not denying the mental illness, you're not denying the physical or the mental abuse and the torment and things like that. But certainly, it's a different take, and I think you're correct in saying things have maybe progressively got worse. And I know in my country, in the UK, mental health care is free. You don't have to pay for anything like that. And I know obviously with us being in the US, I don't really know how it all works. So I don't know what you would have access to. And
well, the hard thing is with Dad is that he goes through back and forths of acknowledging his mental illness and being really afraid of it and completely denying it. So most of the time he'll be angry if you bring it up. He was diagnosed by a doctor with all of these things, multiple things, including OCD. But he has a really hard time accepting it. Mental illness, like I said before, runs heavily in our family. His mom, my grandma, had OCD. His father committed suicide. You know, it's very prevalent in our family. And, you know, I just want to say the main reason that I'm coming on here my dad class.
I raised my hand, but you didn't see me, so I have to just say something.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm confused. On one hand, in the beginning of the interview, she says that he never touched her and that he was very loving and he was afraid to even come near his children.
Mm-hmm.
But now
you caught it.
We're talking about physical and emotional abuse.
Yep, you caught it.
I got Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, that's what I got too from it when I watched it.
She talks about him bad one way and good another.
Yep, exactly. He trained her well. Mm-hmm. OCD people are real good at convincing you to believe what they want you to believe about them too. Mm-hmm. I know that from experience. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else?
No, man.
Okay. But I agree.
honestly, I'm the biggest fan of him. All of you guys are kind of, commenting like, what the fuck? Like, I want more like drama. I'll get to.
Listen, I just want to make it clear to everybody, we're here to tell the truth. We're here to give everyone involved.
I kind of want to make this more about a discussion about mental illness because it hasn't been this entire time. Holly kind of delved into it, but Holly is just playing such a giant victim right now, which I understand she was in a bad relationship, but first of all, she wasn't in it for 3 years. She was in it for a fairly short amount of time in comparison to me, my brother, Carol, my mom, so I think
I think we can all agree with that for sure. I think it's a completely different form of mental capture and things like that. And yeah, I think touching on the mental health side isn't something we've focused on. And just to let you know, this whole series, I mean, it's been an evolving thing. I've come in at this very late and I'm learning the whole history behind it all. There's so many sections to your dad's story. There's you and your brother, there's Carol, there's Holly, there's the manor, there's the people he worked with, there's the people that went through it. It's a massive story. And, I just want to let you touch on the points that you want to do and get your story across. I mean, when you guys left, was there any contact with your dad at all, or was it just once you guys were gone, it was you were gone basically?
I blocked a lot of that time out.
Sure.
To a kind of a crazy extent that I didn't actually realize until I was listening to Carol's interview, and I was like, I don't remember this. But then talking to my mom, and she's like, that happened, and I'm like, holy shit! I don't remember.
Carol is her sister, by the way, I believe.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's like she's trying to convince them that he's a good person but a bad person.
Yep.
And deep down, he knows that he's just completely wrong for everything that occurred in her life.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't think he's wrong.
Yeah.
I've actually watched interviews with him too, and
wow,
he just feels this is a game.
I want to see that one.
Also, I want to expand upon what Eli said, in that she's experiencing cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
And she's also dealing with time that has been blocked out of her mind.
Dissociative.
Due to trauma.
Yep. Hi, G. Marie.
He touched her. We don't know how, but she's
she'll talk about that too. She'll talk about that.
Wow.
Yeah. This is insane. Absolutely insane. Here we go.
A lot of random things because I blocked it out. So when I left, I think I came back. It was around Christmas time, and I think I came back for Christmas, and the Christmas was just awful. Holidays were always awful at our house because it always turned into something, and it was always about Dad and his issues and us not doing enough for him and us ruining the holiday. But it was hard. It was really hard, especially as a young woman. I mean, I was in the 7th grade. I was, 13 going on 14, and I had no idea how wonderful it was going to be that I was leaving, but I also was so petrified for I would say 3 years that he was going to come after me. Or, I would be in school and I would have to tell all of my teachers, just, if you ever hear from this person and they say that they're picking me up and they say they're my dad, please call my mom. It was just what my life was. Not to say that I think he would ever physically hurt me, but it's just kind of hard to express the fear of psychological, emotional trauma, because I feel like people only ever talk about physical trauma when it comes to abuse, but it's just as hard. And it was definitely weird, the situation of living. I can't speak for my brother. My brother was lucky enough to move to a completely different state with his mom. We have 2 different moms.
Okay.
And so he was completely gone, and I was still in San Diego. I was still 10 minutes away driving from my dad at my mom's house.
And what was it like when your brother left? I mean, obviously, you guys sound super close now, super duper duper close. And having different moms and being in different places. I mean, how did that affect you guys? I mean, that must have been fairly traumatic in itself as well.
It was we definitely weren't as close when we were younger because we got separated when he was 11 and I was, I don't even know, but you know, he's eight years older than me, so yeah, he was very young. But he kept coming back every year or so, you know, putting faith in Dad and being like, maybe he's better now. I'll come visit San Diego, see my sister, and you know, that's how we got close, was by him coming back and making music together, because he's a music producer. And really in my teens and through adulthood, we've gotten the most close because he left when I was little, which he absolutely should have. So.
Okay. Well, I think there's been a few questions popping up in the side chat and things like that. So I know.
I'm gonna say something about that. I'm sorry.
Are you frozen?
She frozen? Well, not the movie Frozen, but you frozen?
Dee, did you freeze?
I think she froze.
Dee.
Yeah, she froze. I was gonna say her hand movements are trying to like trying to defend her own self. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just making sure I was still here and everything was still going on. Go ahead, Eli.
Her hand movements. They're trying to be like defensive, sort of like blocking her emotions from actually crying or actually remembering the abuse. But like
yes, that's a good point, Eli.
Eli, are you in like psychology or anything like that?
No, because I just
observant.
Observing. I'm observing how my daughter does it whenever she's trying to cover up her mother's abuse, and I know how she makes up shit. Sorry, how she makes up stuff.
Yeah,
you know, that's why she's not doing with her mom. I'm just saying that's a whole different thing. But she tries to cover up her mom's abuse and everything else. So she always goes like this, just try to stop the cry of her sadness and everything. She holds it inside. She makes up a whole different scenario about everything.
Which is what this scale is doing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This okay.
This happened when she was younger. But the saddest thing is she still loves her mom. Like she rather choose me. She rather choose her over me. Stockholm Syndrome, exactly.
Yep.
So I mean, it's the same hand movements, the same. Because I think if he would have talked bad about her, I think she would have just like blew her top off, like top of her head and everything. She would have blew. She would have just got mad because she's already mad by trying not to talk about him. So she's throwing up her hands left and right. So
right.
It's more like a defensive thing.
Makes sense. Good noticing the body language. I didn't even think to do that. Duh. Did you want to say something, Lisa?
I didn't realize, I didn't know this about Eli having this experience with this in his family.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why she's no longer with her mother, because her mother's whatever.
Very insightful.
Yeah. Robin Reel says imprinting too.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
How old is your daughter, Mommy?
She's almost 18 now. She's still
traumatized.
Yeah, she's still traumatized, and she's still, oh, my mom's good. And then there's another time where she's talking bad about her, and I'm just like, I'm there for her, but at the same time, it's like, if I do bring up something negative, she just goes at me by her body language and by her hands.
Yeah, it's so confusing to a kid when a parent is mentally disturbed like that. I grew up with, like I said, a stepdad that was really messed up.
And her mom's boyfriend was in Australia. I don't know I don't know if something happened there, or maybe it was just her mom's abusive. She always, but when she talks about, when my daughter talks about her stepdad, it's nothing. It's like he didn't do nothing. But whenever it comes to her mom, she just defends her all the whole time. Like there's
yeah, that's a hard thing. And No, the McKamey clip isn't over. We're doing a commentary. We can't play the whole thing straight through. That's one of the rules of YouTube. So that I'm talking to Robin, not you. You're fine, Eli. I was just answering Robin's question in the chat here. So that's why I keep stopping it and commenting. Hence the word commentary.
So if there's anybody on the Discord that wants to post any questions, stick them in the side chat for me. And if you guys want to ask any questions, get posting them, and we'll make sure that we get as many of them done as we can. Is there anything else you want to kind of touch on with us with regards to your story, Lindsay? Like, I really don't want you to feel like you're in a box here, and you have to sort of stick to something. I just want you to kind of speak freely, and if you're happy to do that, I'd like you to.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely a lot of things about the haunt that aren't true.
Okay, well, let's hear.
A lot of it is like movie magic. A lot of it is not real. So a lot of people freak out because they see the needles and they're pulling the teeth, they see the blood. The needles are retractable. You're not being injected with anything. My dad is terrified of drugs. It's part of his OCD. Therefore, he would never drug someone. That's why he's so against all drugs and all drinking, is because he associates drinking and drugs with bad people. And so he's terrified of it. And that's why he does his drug tests, because he doesn't want anyone around the manor who does drugs, even like medical marijuana. He's not about it. So he doesn't drug you. This is how my dad kind of makes it, how he lives with himself with what he does, is he really does think of it as a game, as a play. When I was little, he'd always tell me, it's just a play, it's just a show. He's an entertainer, and that's what his thing is, So when he does these crazy things, it really is, unfortunately, mind over matter, and obviously,
oh my goodness,
edited to look crazier than it is.
Oh my goodness, do you realize what happened?
But when it comes to,
have you noticed the hair movement? Dude, like, you're just always just. You see what she's doing?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, do you realize that when he was torturing her, he was telling her it was a game, and he was telling her almost like she should disassociate while this is going on?
Wow.
This is like right out of MK Ultra.
Something, yeah.
Well, that's the kind of stuff that's done.
Yeah, I know all about it. I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. That just blew me away how she was explaining it like.
Me too. I was like losing my mind when I heard that part. Like, oh, it's just a game. Because my dad used to tell me that about cracking my toe knuckles. Oh, we're just hold still and let me finish. I'm like, you're killing me. I'm just a little kid. You're hurting me. Daddy, stop. And it was a big game for him. It was a fetish. He had a toe fetish, cracking knuckles. And I was a little kid. And he would pull me on his lap and crack my knuckles. It's like, dude, crack your own. Leave mine alone, It's just, weird people.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a very disturbing childhood. I really did. So I can relate to a lot of this. And yes, everybody's told, oh, well, it's just a game, or we're just playing make-believe. Whatever, you're making daddy happy, all kinds of
getting people's teeth pulled. Those little pliers are rubber.
Yeah.
I feel like you're getting your teeth pulled because you're being mentally tortured and you believe what's happening to you to be real.
Yes, and that makes it right? I just was like, oh my God.
Wait, what is she saying? That in the house it's fake?
Yes.
But yet the people that came out of there with no teeth, that's fake?
See, I don't know anything about if he really did or not. I'm not sure if anybody actually came out without teeth. But I had heard that that's one thing they're allowed to do. But I don't know
exactly. So if you're going to sign a contract that says they're allowed to pull your teeth, then why would it be fake?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to investigate and find out if that was legit or not. But to her, those are plastic pliers, and he knows he really can't pull teeth. Come on.
Really? I don't think she can deal with the reality of what's really happened.
Right.
She's blocking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I can tell all that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can see in her eyes, even
you can see it. They're just going up. They're going like it's more like she's frightened, but then there's more of a protection with him because that's her dad, no matter what.
Well,
But
and he
she's
probably
trying to make
groomed
him.
her.
No, she's trying to make him look like a good dad too.
Yes.
Like oh, it's okay for him to do that, but it's wrong. It's
evil. Yeah.
evil. Yeah.
So she thinks her abuse was just psychological and emotional and not real, just in her mind.
Just like she thinks that other people's is in that
Yeah.
haunted house thing.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Trained her well.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's what's happening. You're not really being drugged. You feel high because you were just had a needle injected into you and you're being tortured. Like, it's all, I mean, one of the things that when I was younger and my dad would practice on me was, you know, mind over matter, because he wanted me to be mentally strong because he is not. So he would put me through things.
Oh my
He
God.
practiced on her
Practiced on her.
to be mentally strong.
Yep.
This is horrific.
It's absolutely horrific. It absolutely is.
Put me in the haunt, do certain things to me, to trick my brain, which was very traumatic because the brain is an extremely strong, resilient thing, but it's also very easily tricked. And his whole little thing is just a trick. It's just a show. Not to say that the things that are happening to these people aren't real. To them, they are real. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about mental, you know, manipulation.
To them, they are real.
Maybe also maybe she was brought. Maybe she done it too. You never know. Maybe he was trying to get her prepared to be like him. You never know. Maybe that's what she was prepared. Maybe that's why he was preparing her to be like him. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he wanted her to run it with him.
Yeah.
He trained her to do that.
You never know.
Oh my goodness.
You never know.
I know what you're talking about, and it just reminds me of MK Ultra.
Yeah, you never know. She might. I'm sorry to say this, but she looks like someone that would actually do something like that. I mean, but she's covering it up as being a victim. I mean, yeah, as a victim. You never know. I mean, there's some just crazy things out there in the world. People just want to please somebody so they can then they'll end up doing that.
Well, and when you have an ill parent, that's your parent. I get it.
No matter what.
Mine was my stepdad. First, it was my dad. He was ill too. But my stepdad was the one I remembered because I was 7 when my mom married him. My dad actually left it like I was 3 or something. So I don't remember a lot of that. But my stepdad, everything revolved around him. Don't make him mad. Don't say something that might set him off. I walked on eggshells all of my childhood from the time I was 7 years old till I turned like 16 and I could leave the house. But it was always walking on eggshells. I could not walk in the door from school and just walk up to my bedroom. It was, if he was sitting right there, and we always looked around the corner to see if he was there, he'd say, "Where are you going?" I'd say, "Up to my room." "What are you going to do when you get there?" "My homework, probably." "How long are you going to be?" "I don't know, Dad. I don't know. I got an hour, 2 hours." I'd be like, "I don't know. I didn't figure it out. I didn't sit and calculate how long my homework's going to take me." "Planning on going anywhere later?" "I don't know. I haven't talked to Susie or whoever my friend was." All right. Let me know. That was every day. Every day. Anytime I walked by him, it was a flippin' interrogation 3rd degree. Yeah, I know. I was diagnosed borderline, not otherwise specified originally, G. Marie. But I no longer have the diagnosis because I broke free of the fear of abandonment, which is why I can cut people off and move on.
Wow.
Am I leaving the replay up? Heck yeah. I'm not taking this replay down. Are you
It's sort of like, oh man, like, yeah.
It's unreal. All right, here we go.
Is that it is real to them. So it almost doesn't matter if he's actually doing it or not. If it feels real to you, then that's your truth.
Sure.
The only thing real physically, to my knowledge, that he does, yes, he does make you gag and force feed you things, which is disgusting, is the shaving of the head and all that. That is real. He does do that. And it does get really physical. He does blindfold you and push you around and make you go in cold water. All that stuff is real. I'm just saying the real intense stuff that makes you think, how has this man not been arrested, is because it's not actually happening.
Okay, but I just for sheer clarity, we can only really tie that back to your memories. You know, what has happened in the last 10 years.
Right. I also know my father, and I know
Sure.
OCD.
Sure.
And I know what his triggers are, and that's not something that's going to change over time. I might know it's progressive with the divorce, but I know what his fears are. He's afraid of drugs. He's afraid of alcohol. When it comes to other people being involved, he thinks you're a bad person and that that you have bad things happening around you. And he also knows that he cannot pull your teeth out. You know what I mean? Like, he's not an idiot. He's sick, but he's not an idiot. He knows he can't pull your teeth out. He knows he can't inject you with drugs. He would be in jail. That doesn't mean that it doesn't feel extremely real to these people. You know what I mean? And that's what's sick. It's not about what's actually physically happening, in my opinion. It's the psychological torture. That is what's wrong. And it should be taken as seriously as it is being, in my opinion.
Okay. And where do you think the line for Russ and between what people think is fact and fiction, right? And again, everyone is getting a chance to put their opinions across, and I'm glad that you're putting yours over, and you're sticking with that you know your dad best, and I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. It's just I think a lot of people are surprised to hear what you're saying,
and that's why I wanted to come on. And I don't want anyone to think I'm standing up for my dad, because I'm not. What he's doing is not cool, not okay, and needs to be stopped, and he needs to be put on medication and in therapy, and he has needed that for 30 years. You know what I mean? So yeah. I know people are in the audience and are mad that I'm standing up for him, but I'm not. I'm telling you the truth, and the truth is that he's sick, he's not bad. Those are two different things. But I also haven't seen him in 10 years. All I know is what I've seen from Carol, what I saw my entire life, what my mom, who was married to him, sees, what my brother sees. That's what I know. And I think that those are pretty valid things to agree on when my entire family all has the same thing to say. And
okay, hold on. I have not watched the other videos of her whole entire family. They are also on this same place I found this one. I was just so riveted by watching this particular one. I didn't think of, watching the other ones. Go,
Will you be linking it in the description?
Yeah, I can link the other ones in the description, sure.
Like this one, and
yeah,
it'll probably take them to the other ones then, huh?
Oh yeah, it's all on the same page.
Okay.
What's up, Robin? Question. She has a question. And you're right. There are people that enjoy being abused who will feed his addiction. However, I have to tell you, Robin, even the ones that are into the weird stuff said that he was over the top. Over the top. Way worse than anything.
And who said that?
Oh, Robin said
Robin
enjoy, being tortured and stuff.
And remember what I said. She probably got used to it enough where she did the torturing with her dad, maybe her mom.
You mean the mom?
You never know. I don't know. I don't know the whole story.
I'm not sure if the mom participated, but the guy, I think, has been married a few times. Maybe. I'm not really sure. I know he has a girlfriend now that's very young.
I mean, she looks very disturbed.
Yeah.
Like the way her mouth goes, like she wants you to agree with. She wants him to agree with her, like sort of like the mouth, like you know what what I mean, like you know, like
she's putting emphasis on that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, that's because there's part of her that doesn't even agree with what she's saying.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yes, and also you have to. I know I have watched some of this in regard to the father, and I know I watched one where he went over the contract with one of the people that was going in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very long, I think it's something like 40 pages, something like that.
I never
And
seen this
it's
before.
very in depth, and it is very obvious that he's trying to cover his butt
Yes.
completely to actually be able to torture you legally,
What?
Right.
because
Oh, yeah.
they are going to sign and agree to it. They
I
have to initial after everything.
never heard of this before.
Yep. Look up McKamey Manor.
I
Mhm.
have, but it only goes the YouTube version. Doesn't really tell the story, but I'm the kind of person I just like. I would just want to listen to it
That's
first
what
and
I
read
was
about
thinking,
later.
Dare to be different. I was thinking real life version of like the Saw movies. Now I wouldn't think that you would have seen it, but back in the day when the first Saw came out, and yeah, my ex-husband loves those kind of movies. Okay. I watched the first one. It was out of hand. There was no way I could go for 2, 3, and I don't even know how many more they had. But this does seem just like it.
Wow.
The same concept of torture. And like it's a game.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, this man is definitely bringing it real life.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know that One Love feels disturbed about it.
Robin's got a comment here that she recently was able to socialize with quite a few people who were into torture sexually as well. And I've noticed a lot of these people had ASD, which makes sense, sensory integration issues.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
You're so right, Robin. You're so right about that. Robin, I just know because I'm around people like that, even who I live with too, and
Mm.
you can tell by their face expressions about their throwing their hands around when they're talking or making you want to understand what they're going through and everything else. So I mean, I know.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue.
No, so we dated for less than a year.
Okay. It's one of those things. It's difficult, I think, for a lot of people when there is that gap in contact and gap in being able to see what's happening for yourself. But again, I know you keep referring back to the OCD, and I think that's definitely something for us all to think upon, for sure. I mean, how much can your own brain make real, and how much does Russ take advantage of that, and how much of an expert in that is he? You know, if you're saying that he's been doing this for his whole life and for your whole life, it's an interesting point. It really, really is.
That's what I'm saying is when this has been his truth for his entire life, you know, he's 62 now or something.
Sure.
It's not going to change in the last 10 years of my life. This is who he is. But I do want to say that he is a narcissist. He has immense issues with manipulation, and he can be evil towards the people who love him the most. And it's hard to defend his actions because that's not what I'm not trying to defend it, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand that he's a human being with problems and he needs help, and he's needed help his whole life and he's never gotten it.
Sure.
But he has hurt a lot of people, including me. I mean, I've been in therapy my whole life. I have panic disorder. I have panic attacks every single day. I have to take medicine every day for my panic attacks. I mean, I am royally fucked up because of this man.
That's a serious.
I have to find the human in him, or I'll go crazy. I have to empathize with him because I'm half of him. I have the things in him to. You know what I mean? Like, I can hate him all I want. I can say he's a psychopath all I want, but the truth of the matter is he's ill, and a lot of the things people are saying are not true.
The truth of the matter is you're ill too, young lady.
She is. You could tell.
She's going, I have to sympathize with him or empathize with him because he's part of me. And oh, come on. Really? You really need a new therapist or something if that's what you really believe. That's really disturbing.
I was actually just looking it up. It's crazy.
Oh, God help us. Seriously. Yeah. G. Marie said, I understand the empathy, but you need to hold him accountable, point blank, period. He needs to be in a mental asylum. That's where he needs to be.
The problem
And-
is she doesn't even believe he's really torturing people.
I know. Exactly. She's creating her own reality.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a word for that you always say, one love, Lisa. I cannot remember what it is. About painting your own reality.
That's what I'm
A
saying.
narrative?
She probably torturing them as well. So she's trying to
Creating her own narrative?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that was what I was trying to say. Okay.
But that doesn't mean that he hasn't hurt a lot of people and that he should not be around women in an intimate way because he doesn't know how to treat women. That's a huge thing. I mean, a lot of people are asking me on this thing is what everything Holly said bullshit? No. I'd say 95% of everything she said, in my opinion, after talking to Carol and my mom and getting their opinions when they were in intimate relationships,
Holly's his girlfriend,
is true. He is abusive. He is verbally, psychologically. He puts you in the ground and treats you less than dirt. That is true. And he did that to me when I was 6 years old until the day that I left. That is true. But the pedophile thing, I personally cannot stand behind. I never experienced it. My mom never experienced it. I think that he's sick. And that's that.
Oh, God. He put her in the ground when she was 6 years old.
Okay. He
For
put
years.
her in the ground.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Maggie. Yeah. Because that's what he does with these people, too.
What's up, Creative Revival?
Quote unquote buries them alive, tries to drown them. You know,
Break
he's trying to
show them
their
how it
psyche
feels.
and literally where's the word?
He's trying to show them how it feels. So when a victim dies, she know what the victim's going to go through.
He's
Psychological.
trying to shatter the psyche and put it into different compartments.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Trying to shatter her.
Mm-hmm.
She probably.
And then there's nothing left of her, just like what happened to him, most likely. I am guessing. Most likely, as a kid, this man to get to the point where he is a lot worse, like he kind of sounds like a psychopath here. Come on. I can't say that for a fact. Okay. But what I'm saying is that he was shattered to the point where there was nothing left of him. And that's how he became this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And OCD is often a result of extreme abuse as well. And my stepdad and the other boys in the family were extremely abused, and most of them had psychological issues.
And he probably claimed also to be like in the military, sort of like a way, kind of like really strict, sort of like.
Like
I don't know.
Sort of, in the military? Did she say?
I don't know. I'm just guessing because the way she's sounding like he's a very authoritative guy to say like if you don't do this then or get hurt, basically.
Well,
I don't know.
OCD people are a lot like that. Some of them, they can be very, very rough people.
Oh yeah.
What did somebody said? I missed a comment here. Robin Reel. She probably rationalized it like this. She lived this without being able to stop him. She probably has little empathy for people who are willingly doing it and can stop after a short period. That's an interesting point there.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, Archer's sitting on the board.
I'm going to put it up there.
Okay.
Sorry, I haven't been putting your comments up. I'm terrible at remembering to do that. And I'm trying to juggle too many things here. So.
Okay. She probably rationalizes it like this. She lived this without being able to stop him. She probably has little empathy for people who are willingly doing it and can stop after a very short period.
But they can't stop. That's the thing. Although I know what you mean about stop, like after the trip is over through the house. The problem is through this whole journey through this house, there's a code word, a safe word you're supposed to be able to say. And when you say it, they keep on egging you on. You keep on going. You have to until something physically really bad happens to you. They make you keep going for hours at a time, like 6, 7 hours all day. Just one torture after another. She talks about the $20,000 Dare to Be Different. Keep listening.
Wow.
I'm not going to say anything about it, but yeah. There is OCD and OCPD. I don't know about psychotic OCD or anything like that, but my stepdad had both OCDs, OCPD and OCD. One is a personality disorder. The other one is just a psychological disorder. One is where you wash your hands and lock the doors. That's OCD. OCPD is where it controls your entire personality, and everybody around you has to be perfect, except for yourself, usually. So that was fun childhood, let me tell you. Okay.
She had no safe word because she was a child. She
Oh,
had
yeah.
no control at all against her abuser.
Good point, Robin.
Very
Yeah.
good point.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, thank you for putting all that forward. And again, I just want to apologize to everybody. My brain is losing it, so I do apologize if I'm not quite on the ball. Kath, have you got some questions gathered up from the side chat by any chance?
I'm just grabbing actually a few of them. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
There's been supposedly Carol's in the chat and she wanted to have a word, but I'm still waiting on the email.
All right, yeah, no problem. So, what would if you've got sort of one thing that you could say is the biggest misconception in your opinion about your dad? Obviously the mental health thing has been the big underlying thing that nobody talks about. But do you think there's anything else that is a factor other than the mental health? I mean, is there a drive in your dad that do you think do you think there's something else driving him to the excessive levels that he goes to, or appears to go to, in your opinion?
I love your frozen picture right now.
Me?
Does it look good?
Yeah, yours is
Oh,
blank.
him.
His is-
Okay, I was like, how do I look?
Yeah, there you go. Now it's
I'm okay.
Great.
Sorry. Oh man,
you're like
I'm holding you just here.
Okay, I'm going to take a break a minute. There was a question way back in the chat, and I totally missed it. Somebody asked me directly, I think it was Robin, when I was abused as a child, because my abuse started when I was very young, probably 2 years old, 3 years old, by my father, and then continued with my stepdad from the time I was 7 on up to 16. How soon did I get counseling after the abuse started? Well, we'll talk about with my original father, biological father. I was in therapy from the time I was before school age, and I have been in therapy ever since then, just about every year of my life. There were maybe 2 or 3 years I can remember of my whole life where I did not see a therapist. I see one now, and I probably always will, because I think it's a healthy thing to have somebody outside of your marriage, outside of your family, outside of the dynamic of your life that you can go and talk to. So I have a therapist, and I'm proud of having a therapist. I think everybody should have one personally. I don't think anybody's got everything together all the time.
Robin has a comment there that I think is like really interesting.
Which one?
It is awful for the participants, for sure, but I was just entertaining the idea that she may not really feel for those victims, and I am almost thinking you might have a point.
Yeah, lack of empathy. So she's kind of narcissistic herself.
Well, disassociation. If she was trained to have to disassociate and her mind had to fragment off and compartmentalize to be able to deal with the abuse, it could have impacted her ability. Maybe she never was able to bond either with her caretaker.
Well, yeah.
She only seems to feel for him.
Yep.
Either that or she cannot acknowledge the reality of what happened, because it would destroy her psyche at this point if it were to surface, and the reality, you know, she'd have to admit what was really happening. It's possible she can't deal with it at all.
Yeah,
It would destroy her.
that would make sense. Plus, she already sees herself as part of him.
Oh, this is so deep.
It's very deep. Somebody had said something. I don't remember, but I actually have watched the videos. I've watched many of the videos because when Aaron had it on, there was just something about it. I knew it was a story I had to check out, and I would be covering it at some point in some way, even though I hate that kind of stuff. And anybody that knows me knows I hate, you know, gore and all that stuff. I hate it. But I wanted to watch it to see if it was real and how real it was. And what I can tell you, the most of what I saw, I'm surprised people survived through a lot of it. But even more so, they all seemed very disassociated as they were walking through that house. You'd almost have to dissociate to survive something like some of the stuff they were going through. You're having your head.
Is it actually on YouTube?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you show it? Like, I mean, can you show
Yeah,
some of it?
I can.
If you don't mind, I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Well,
I know you're doing this. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
I just never heard of this story before, and it looks.
but it makes sense that you would want to cover it because it has to do with
Psychology.
the very, yes, personality disorders, and it is psychology, but it has to do with what you cover on your channel. It is how it happens.
I think he has been investigated, and they pretty much let it go under the guise of it's a haunted house. Pretty sure that's what I heard about it. You can do the research and find out, so don't mark it in stone or
Yeah, I would like to research if there's any cases out there. I'm sure that people are trying to sue them.
Oh, yes. There's a lot. Well, that's why he had to move out of, was it California he started in?
So he's still alive.
And he's in Tennessee now, or he was in Tennessee. Now at the end, she talks about what happened in the Tennessee one, because I think they shut it down, but I'm not sure. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I figured it would bring back some personal information that people had gone through things and whatever. So, you know, it's real, and people really are disturbed walking around us that have been through similar things.
At the end of the day, what Dad wants is attention.
I'll be right back.
And he has always loved Halloween. And he noticed when he did the haunt in San Diego, when it was very calm and mellow, and then he started building it up and up, and his mental health was also declining at the same time.
Okay.
He got attention from the public, and now it's booming more than ever, and he loves it. He really does. And he'll tell you this, he's a performer at heart. He's an entertainer. That's what he initially wanted to do with his life, not this. This came after years of trauma and finding a passion for Halloween because it made him feel good to scare people and all these things, but in a lighthearted way in the beginning. And as his mental health declined and his personal life fell apart, doesn't have contact with anyone in his family, this became his world. Halloween and this haunt became his world, making it bigger and better and crazier was all that mattered. So he likes this attention that we're all giving him right now. I don't think he likes the things that we're saying about him. I mean, whether or not they're true, which they are. I don't think he likes that, but he does like that he has all this huge platform. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, he loves doing this. I can't tell you why. I can't give you any rational reason why he loves doing this to people.
Sure. Can you froze us for a little bit? We caught we missed the last sort of half of your last sentence there.
Sure. I was saying,
it went all the way through.
Okay, sorry, I beg your pardon. It's
yeah,
just
so
terrible internet. I apologize.
I can't understand why he does what he does, and I think it's because of all the issues he has and this power complex. He likes control of people. He likes taking advantage of people, manipulating people. He likes that. These are all things he likes, and it all has to do with that narcissistic side of him that loves the attention and loves being in control.
Here's a question from Stealth herself. Is staying away from your father helping your recovery?
Yeah. Leaving when I was 13 was, I was suicidal. I felt like the loneliest person in the world because I was isolated from everybody and everything, just like same thing that happened to Carol and same thing that happened to Holly.
Sure.
And I was sick all the time. I was always vomiting because I was so stressed all the time. And that's something that an 11-year-old shouldn't be feeling 24 hours a day. Never knowing if dad was in a good mood or in a bad mood. It was just exhausting and I had to leave. And I don't think I would be here if I hadn't left when I did. And I wish I left sooner.
Okay. Here's one from Shannon McNeil. Has your dad ever reached out to you or your brother over the years? You don't have to answer that if that's too personal. I'm just throwing things up on the screen as
Sure.
for them.
He's reached out to my brother. I think my brother leaving was a bigger blow than when I left because they had a different relationship. My dad was already very much so in his mental, low when I was born. And I was also a girl, which made him uncomfortable. And so he had a different bond with my brother than he had with me. So I do think over the years, I know he has tried to reach out to Russell. And, up until I was 13 when I did leave, my brother was a teenager at the time, and he had visited my dad every so often. It never ends well. They always have this dramatic ending, and then maybe next year Russell tries again, and it was just this dramatic back and forth. So they had a while of trying to figure this out. Because
Okay, hold on a second, because somebody asked me to show a picture so you could see who this dude is. Russ McKamey. Hold on a minute. I just lost it again. Where did it go? I hear a baby.
Yeah, that's my my sister's baby. Yeah.
Oh. I will show you what he looks like. Maybe I'll show you what he looks like. Here, we'll give you just a little glimpse of him.
I want to give Richard a big shout out for monitoring and watching the page as well as he is. So appreciate that, Richard. Thanks for being the eyes and ears of the manor while I've been out there goofing off and stuff. So I appreciate that. So good job, Richard Porter. Let's give Richard Porter a big round of applause. And the other mods who are still with us, we appreciate all their hard work.
Oh, man, he's enjoying it like nothing happened. Like,
Haven't been live for a while. What's the update? Update is we got a new show coming your way.
New show.
And it's going to be something that all of you will be able to experience. This is different than what the whole was going to be. Let me get my glasses on so I can read these things as they come along.
he is on YouTube?
So Milo was
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
So this
And
new
Facebook.
show is going to be something that is going to be
I know you're wondering how he's allowed to be on YouTube with all of the rules.
that is going to be
Yep.
I'd probably say a little more physical. It's going to be mental as well, but there'll be some physicality involved in this next show. And it's something that won't take you all day to do.
What's his name under? I'm not gonna watch him or anything. But...
Russ McKamey.
Richard says it's been a team effort, sure has, and I appreciate the whole team in there. Twyla and everybody else. Tim's in there hanging out, and so I appreciate everybody working the page while I've been gone. Absolutely. So it's going to be a show that's going to have a time limit. It's not going to be a 10-hour time limit, so it's going to last roughly 3 hours. So you'll have an actual 3-hour experience, and you will get through it. I can guarantee you that. As you know, I took the 20 grand off the table for this particular show. There's no way I'm going to offer 20 grand when this is on this particular experience. You're going to get through it, hands down. You're going to get through it. But that's the fun part about it. A lot of people were always bummed out that they couldn't make it through. But everybody here who's watching right now, this is absolutely a doable tour.
Good God.
Okay.
No, not okay. You're not okay. You are demented. All right. Here I go. Let's continue.
Oh my Lord.
Tim, so he actually so basically got away with murder.
Well, yeah, in a sense, I guess you could think of it that way.
Yes, because of the heart attack.
Wow. Well, he look at all his, he had everything on his conscience.
There
Yeah.
is no conscience.
There's no conscience. It's all fun.
It's all
a game.
gone.
It's a show. It's a show. Yeah, it's a show.
Wow.
That's what he calls them, his shows. Absolutely. Yeah, somebody apparently had a heart attack. He actually says that on one of his interviews. He's like, well, nobody's ever died from it. Well, yeah, there was the one lady. She had a heart attack.
What?
Oh, yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, in his words, his voice.
The creepy thing about him, if he can run into him and oh my God, I would never want to watch this. Oh man, I see his name, but I'm not going to subscribe to him. But oh my God, oh hell no, I'm not going to do that. I don't know.
I don't think he personally killed somebody, but the experience of going through everything they do to you, somebody must have ended up having a weak heart or something. And I if I'm not mistaken, he said something about, well, it wasn't our fault. She had heart problems or something. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that, though. You have to go back and watch whatever the heck he said. But, yeah, he just kind of brushed it off like, yeah, there was one that had a heart attack.
So his daughter don't talk to him probably no more.
No, she hasn't in years. She's been gone from there for years. She was 13, yes, when she left.
That's crazy how they're letting them do that. Like, I mean...
There's a lot of kids that live in abuse that you go and report it and they put them right back in it. I've seen that
I wonder if there's anywhere where we can find out the circumstances in which CPS got involved and removed them from the home.
Oh, I don't know.
That would be interesting to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is why I won't really show much of it on here. This is just a picture of some of the stuff. Now, it's fake blood. It's fake. But you can see they're not really enjoying themselves. I mean, torture isn't fun. You have people choking you, hitting you with things, bashing your head into the wall, throwing you into a grave, not a grave, but what's it called? A hearse? Not a hearse. What do you call that thing when you die to bury you in? A coffin. Coffin with like fake body parts, but you can't tell it's fake because they blindfold you through the whole thing. Here's another picture. I'm just going to show still pictures because honestly, the videos are absolutely awful and gruesome.
Oh,
I mean, they're pretend, but I mean, the blood is pretend. But they put like tape over your mouth real tight. They put it in your hair and yank it out. I mean, it's bad. It's real bad. And he doesn't tell you the truth about it. He just lets you go through it and experience it and keeps egging you on and saying, come on, you're stronger than this. You can get through this. You're okay. Yeah.
Like she does with his own daughter.
Yeah. These people came on and made videos about their experience. Now, the interesting, weird, morbid thing about it is that he actually had these people, and still does, let him film them while they're going through this torture. And then they signed something saying they're going to only say what he wants them to say about it. So everybody thinks it's just this fun, crazy, nutty place for people that are into horror and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, they put spiders on you, roaches on you. They have snakes. They have all kinds of stuff that they do in your mouth. And yeah, it's absolutely horrifying. That's why I don't want to play the live video footage. You can go watch it yourself. It's all over YouTube. It's bad.
Russell wanted to have a father and wanted to have a relationship with Dad, but it just wasn't possible. For me, I said goodbye at 13 and I never heard from him again.
There's
Ron, a question that came up in the chat, and actually I'll mix it with another one. Do you feel that the less or the more your dad lost, that the experience he put the people through got more dangerous for the people? Because there is one question that keeps coming up is, was the waterboarding fake?
what Collie experienced.
I don't know how you do waterboarding. So I just want to point that out. Like, I don't know how you would do that. Like,
I don't know. He does get physical with people. I mean, he doesn't put needles in them or rip their teeth out, but he does get physical.
Yeah, the first part of that question interests me. Do you think there's a correlation between your father's descent into his mental illness and, increase in his
Violent behavior.
There you go. Fuck hell. Sorry.
Yeah, and he also didn't have kids he had to worry about. I mean, not that he ever really. I mean, he loved us, but he didn't really worry about us. Whichever woman he was with took care of us. You know, when I was little, Carol was when I was at my dad's house, was my sole provider. I mean, he didn't do anything for me except yell or do crazy things.
And that's when we've talked, like I say, again, I know we're not comparing experiences here. I'm not trying to.
See, here's my issue, and I will answer your question in a minute. Maybe One Love saw it too, about who books themselves to be violently kidnapped. Do friends book these tours? The thing I don't like about this interview, well, because I don't like any interviews that are open-minded, because I'm very opinionated, is that they don't out and say, young lady, there's a problem here. Do you not see that this stuff is demented? Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here wanting to jump through the screen and shake somebody. Like, hello, no, it's not okay. This is not just a game. This was not fun. What he did to you was insane. I don't care if you love your father or not. I'm glad you're getting help, but I'm not sure the help is helping you because you're still defending him. You know, it just bothers me. I can't stand it. Anyway, I think One Love would be a better counselor than me. She's way more objective than I am. That's why I'm not a counselor. I'm more of a coach. All right. So who books themselves to be violently kidnapped? Do friends book these tours? It varies. Individuals decide to do this. Friends do it together.
You're only doing it
there
for
was
the money.
One I watched, husband and wife.
I thought that they contact him because he has this YouTube channel, and I thought that it would be coming from his subscriber base, that they contact him, that they want to do this.
Not always. Not always.
Really?
Like I said, a husband and wife did it. Some of them just see the ad and, I mean, yeah, they contact him.
Wait a minute. Somebody is in here mirroring my account.
What?
Right there.
Whoa, what?
One up. Report it now.
Here?
Report it.
Okay.
That it's my mirrored account.
Oh, hang on.
Where's that? The one that says that's okay, Robin?
Yes. Wait, no, stop. Wait, that's me. Oh my goodness.
All right, it's good I didn't report you.
I'm glad you didn't report me. I'm sorry. My mind was going in between what everything was saying, and then I saw that, and I didn't remember.
I understand the fear.
Okay, you can laugh at me now. I had a Dory moment.
Dory moment.
Maggie, okay, I'm never going to hear the end of this. Even Archer's going off on me.
This lady.
Mommy Mars, you have to be a certain age to do this, and you have to get clearance from your psychologist or from a psychologist and your doctor and stuff. You can't be a teen doing it. You have to be a certain age. I think you have to be 18 or 21. I can't remember.
Well, I would think you would have to be an adult.
Yeah.
Well, I can't block anybody because I'm not a mod, so. Even though
oh gosh, I can't believe I just did that.
What?
I am such a Dory.
That's okay.
I don't even remember what I typed. Oh.
All right. Let's continue. This is a long one, so we're only 31 minutes into it.
Well, there's a lot to say. And a lot of people in the audience is very engaged.
Yes.
Oh, someone blocked me.
Yeah, I accidentally hit you when I was blocking the other dang link.
Oh, you blocked me.
I'll have to go.
Boy, we are really on a roll.
Jesus. No,
I'm telling you.
That's okay.
That happened a while ago. I was like, I'm glad I got you on the panel because you obviously can't type. No thanks to me. I am so sorry. I'll fix it.
Okay, cool.
Aren't you lay down?
Okay, here we go.
I'm saying anybody about one. It's the same with Carol. It was the same.
Glad I
with
got chocolate.
anyone in that inner circle. Not the friend zone, the inner family circle tells the same story. And
He loves you, but doesn't want to do anything for you. And that's narcissism.
Where do you think that stems from? Where is this self-isolation and wanting the people around him to be isolated? It just seems
Something from his childhood.
from his childhood. Yeah.
I mean, he had from what I've heard, is he had a really hard childhood. He also has an issue with lying. A lot of the things that he says, like the $20,000, that doesn't exist. Obviously, you guys already figured that out. Or the fact that he's spent $1 million and so dollars on the haunt. That's not true. He kind of just makes things up out of nowhere. Same with when he says, the needles are real, I'm actually drugging you. People always say, like, he admitted it, though. You cannot believe that. I mean, he just says things to stir things up. Really, that's what it is. And I think a lot of the things, too, he has
That looks good.
because he said it so many times. But a lot of things he says you can't even trust as being correct because he just says things. What was the question?
Oh, listen, I'm just holding it together. I wish I could remember
I forgot what the question was.
I'm trying my best here. And again,
No, that's fine. I genuinely.
when everyone's watching this back tomorrow and wondering why the host of this is doing such a bad job, third show of the day. Okay, we're running on fumes here. So I just wanted to say that. But I want to continue on with the questions. And I say, if you wake up tomorrow, Lindsay, and feel like we've not touched on things that we should have, I do promise you a much more coherent and professional evening after a night's sleep.
Your cam's frozen again, by the way.
Brilliant.
One love. I know you guys can't see my hand because I'm.
And I was curious about it yesterday. In regards to medical staff, do you know if your dad had any people there that were certified and were able to take care of people if they got injured?
You mean
Hey.
the haunt?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Never.
One love.
Yes.
Maybe you should. Can you text?
No.
Can you text
Or
Angela?
someone-
To my knowledge.
So if someone got injured, there was nobody to kind of.
Can you text Angela? Maybe she can,
And most of the time,
text on here because she's very good at
anything
reading stuff too.
Something I was, and he really.
I don't
wants
have
to
her text.
leave everyone's
Oh, you
mind.
don't? Well, can you? I was gonna see if we can text her on the little.
Well,
thing
wait. Can we stop this for a minute?
Yes. I'll
Okay.
read it.
All right. So I don't have her text.
Okay, I thought. Well, I don't either. I was wondering if you can
Okay.
text her on her. If she posted on something on yours.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'll let her
She's-
know.
She's very good at this, like reading people too.
Okay. So she'd be interested.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry
I'm
about that, Dee. He couldn't
I'm
type
sorry.
in the chat and he couldn't. He was raising
Oh,
his hand, but you couldn't see him.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm still listening, and I think she's trying to cover everything up that what she's doing.
Yes. Well, no, that's okay, Robin Real. You weren't really being disrespectful, but I'm very literal in the way I interpret what people say, and I'm a huge believer that words have power. And to say that you would send your kids somewhere like this, I don't care how disruptive your kid is being, you wouldn't want done to your children what is done to people at this place. That's all I was saying. It's really bad. Really, really bad. And I do know kids can be irritating. I raised 4 of them, so, but it's horrible. You wouldn't want your kids closed in a freezer, told to try to get out of it. When they stick their hand out, they slam the door on their hand. Nobody would want their kid treated like that if they love their kid. That's all I'm saying. This just really gets to me. I take this extremely seriously because I have 2 psychology degrees, and I've also helped a lot of people that have been traumatized, and also worked in a school where people were traumatized, the kids from 6th to 9th grade. And one little boy wet his bed at 9th grade because he was so traumatized by his brother. So yeah, this kind of stuff is real serious for me. But I didn't mean any disrespect to you either. It's just that I take stuff very literal, especially when it's children.
I would say something like, well, my daughter suffers for what you said, so I'm not gonna say nothing else.
Yeah, I did too. I wet my
talking
bed
about yeah.
because of the nightmares I had from the abuse as a kid and the neglect and stuff from my father. So yeah.
And she doesn't want to admit it. I mean, this is what her mom did. I'm just letting everybody know.
Right.
Her mom treated her bad.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I fought custody for her, and she can't get her. She can't.
She can't get her, did you say?
Nope. I got custody, so.
Oh, good. Good for you. Yay. Congratulations. And you deserve it.
She's a pain in the butt, but.
That's all right.
Who is it?
Do anything for your kid. I know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go back to it. I rewound it a tiny bit.
Self-isolation and wanting the people around him to be isolated.
I think she froze.
Uh-oh.
Look at her mouth. She goes.
D.
Hey, one dev. Oh man,
there you are. Okay.
A lot of the things that you said, like the $20,000 that doesn't exist. Obviously, you guys already figured that out. Or the fact that he's spent $1 million and so on the haunt. That's not true. He kind of just makes things up out of nowhere. Same with when he says the needles are real. I'm actually drugging you. People always say, like, he admitted it though. You cannot believe that. I mean, he just says things to stir things up. Really, that's what it is. And I think a lot of the things too, he has grown to believe over time because he's said it so many times. But a lot of things he says you can't even trust as being correct because he just said things. What was the question?
Oh, listen, I'm just holding it together. I wish I could remember.
I forgot what the question was.
Like I'm trying my best here. And again,
that's fine. I genuinely.
When everyone's watching this back tomorrow and wondering why the host of this is doing such a bad job, third show of the day. Okay, we're running on fumes here. So I just wanted to say that, but I'm going to continue on with the questions. And like I say, if you wake up tomorrow and Zane feel like we've not touched on things that we should have, I do promise you a much more coherent and professional evening after a night's sleep.
Your cam's frozen again, by the way.
Brilliant. That's great.
One question that actually came up here, and I was curious about it yesterday. In regards, do you know, to medical staff, do you know if your dad had any people there that were certified and were able to take care of people if they got injured?
I'll be back.
Do you mean during the haunt?
Yeah.
That never was a thing. That's not, I mean, no.
So,
to my knowledge.
So someone got injured, there was nobody to kind of be like, hey, here's a
and most of the time he wouldn't believe them. I mean, same with when I was a kid. If I said anything was wrong, I was lying. I was trying to get out of something. I was, and he really wants to believe everyone is lying to him and everyone is not telling the truth. So, and also, it's that Navy mindset of like walk it off kind of thing. Even though his Navy situation is not as drastic as he claims it was, you still are taught certain things that he has taken with him and, embedded in his children and also in how he treats people who go through harm. The walk it off mindset.
Well, with mental illness, mentalities, like sometimes you'll pick up ones that are more stronger to use as a mask to try to hide that kind of pain. And from what you were saying, how he doesn't want to admit that he has this weakness, I think that's what he's done, is he's put himself behind this and he's pushing it so far enough that he's hurting people.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any possibility, and again, this is just my running on fumes brain, do you think with the way that he was with you and your family growing up, do you think the intensity that he's at now, do you think there's any part of that is his connection to his time with you guys and this mindset that he's in and this extreme behavior has any sort of connection for him to, open inverted commas, a happier time, so to say, when he had his children? Do you think there's anything?
I don't think so. I think it's been 10 years now.
Yeah.
But I think with Dad, you really are towing the line of like, he loves you, but he doesn't respect you. and he loves you, but he can't do anything for you because he has his own problems he has to deal with. And he loves you, but once you're kind of gone, you're gone.
Then he doesn't love you.
Problems. So that's kind of what our life was like. It wasn't ever really about us, which is hard to explain to people when you say he loved you, but he did all these horrible things. And, you know, even now as you're adult, I mean, how can you know life or your lives not reaching out, not wanting to fix things, not apologizing, not trying to make yourself better? I mean, we're his only family. No one else talks to him. We're his children. We're his flesh and blood. He has no interest in fixing anything. And I think the haunt is purely for narcissistic reasons. I don't think it has anything to do with us. And I think that's just what happens when you are a narcissist. You know, you can still love people, but it's not about them ever. It's about you. And
no, you can't. Okay.
You can't. You can't even bond.
No, you cannot love somebody if you are a narcissist. Love is not in your, vocabulary or your perception. A narcissist does not love. They do not know what love means or what it is or how to do it. They know how to use people. They know how to manipulate. They know how to lie. They know how to imitate what looks loving, but they cannot love. They do not love. And when everything she said, oh my gosh, I'm glad she's not sitting in front of me, because we would be probably bickering back and forth, because I would be saying, honey, listen to what you're saying. He could never do anything for you, but he loved you. No, that's not love. He tortured you, but he loved you. No, that's not love either. Love is just straight across the board love. There is no love, but, oh, he tortured me a little bit. Love, but he threw me under the ground for a while. Love, but he took me through these haunts and made me watch him torture people. That's not love. It's not. One Love, what's your opinion on that?
You can't love because there was never, the reason there's a lack of empathy is because the bonding never happened between the age of birth and 5 years of age. And this child developed coping mechanisms to survive whatever created their lack of being able to bond, whether being abandoned. I mean, it can be severe abuse, abandoned, and it can also even go the other way, where the parent is too much spoiling the child, but not really giving the child what the child really needs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep my dog off of me here.
That's fine.
So what you're looking at is somebody who
trauma bond,
copes by getting their needs met at the expense of others. There is no conscience. You do whatever you got to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How can you love when you have no empathy? You can't even have compassion.
Exactly.
It's very sad. Stop it. We are busy right now.
Archer's going at it.
I'm very sorry about this.
No, it's fine. You don't have to be sorry.
He's not normally this mouthy. Stop it. We're busy. See, he's getting me all distracted.
It's okay. I'm distracted too. I was trying to find where his children were interviewed. And they said, well, Daddy loves to torture people and he thinks it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they lived right there at the house where the stuff was happening behind it. And I'm pretty sure that daughter is one that grew up, and that's who they're interviewing.
Yeah, and I think she's 23 because she was 13 when she was removed, and it's 10 years later.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 20.
I think that interview was in June.
Yeah.
Of this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, he's got his whole YouTube channel. He's got video upon video. He's got a Facebook. He's all over the place. He's very, very famous and very well known. Very well known. And he loves every minute of it because he's narcissistic. I showed up on a list that I was live. We were live. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you popped in. Definitely. Sorry, it's taking a long time. It's a long live tonight. And I may have to cut it short when my husband gets home because I promised him I would start spending time with him when he got home because I don't want YouTube to become any wedge between us. So then we would just have a part 2. And there's actually tons of these videos of different kinds.
This is like a huge, this is huge. There's a lot to discuss here.
Mm-hmm. What girl is just Shelley?
Just Shelley.
No, it says the girl is just Shelley. What girl?
Oh, Archer.
I mean, I'm just eating, so I got my camera off.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm confused. I mean, just Shelley is here, but I don't. Oh, the girl is. The girl is his child, just Shelley. That's what she means.
Yeah.
Shh.
Here we
Stop it.
Going through your issues.
Shannon McNeil's asking, did you ever help your dad with the home?
Yeah, I was forced to. I hated it. I was terrified of it. It gave me panic attacks. I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep. I threw up nonstop. Couldn't keep food down because I was so terrified of it. I mean, I'm a kid and I'm seeing these gruesome, bloody things and being trapped in a meat locker to teach me a lesson, or, you know, being scared shitless to, you know, either teach me a lesson or make me learn something or make me stronger or braver. And a lot
of being locked in a meat locker, Lindsay, that's pretty extreme. Like, I mean, was that a punishment or was that just part of the haunt for you?
It was part of making me not afraid of the haunt. His whole thing was he wanted me to stop being scared of the haunt.
Desensitization. Extreme.
Yeah, so he would make me walk through it by myself. And this haunt, I mean, even at its you know, weakest, even at its
infancy,
you know, it was still intense for a child to walk through. It was still bloody, and it was still violent, and it was still terrifying.
Yeah.
And I would say the haunt is one of the main sources of my extreme panic disorder that I have now.
That's actually sorry.
It was just very triggering.
Yeah, the haunt.
And there's a lot of things that happened that I can't talk about without having a breakdown, but a lot of things that he did and things that, again, it's so crazy because to him, he doesn't think what he's doing is wrong. He thinks he's helping me. He thinks he's making me stronger. He thinks he's making me not so weak.
Okay, now.
Oh man, this just sounds also like oh, Maggie, come on now. What am I looking for here? See how he's trying to make her strong?
Yeah.
Did you
Like torturing her?
Did you catch the vernacular change, the way she was talking? She's saying he thinks this, he thinks that. She's reliving it.
Oh, yeah.
Triggering her to the point where she's actually walking through it in her mind.
Yeah, and it's kind of freaking her out.
You could tell by her face.
She's getting the cognitive dissonance because she's wanting to boot it back out, boot it out. Because she has to know, she has to think of it as innocent.
Yep.
You can tell by her face expression through her glasses.
Yeah.
Her eyes are just like her, they're going big, like, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. So,
did you notice when he said, did you participate in the haunt? She smiled.
Mm-hmm.
That was her first reaction, was she had a real quick duper's delight type smile on her face.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Maggie just said what I was thinking. Well, she's talking about Dr. Meng.
Yeah, Dr. Mengele. Yeah.
And then
right about that too.
MK Ultra, just what I was thinking at the very start.
At the beginning, yeah.
And same here too. About she probably did participate as well, just to keep her daddy happy.
Well, yeah, because when he wasn't happy, nobody else was either. I know how that is. I remember.
And it would be, as in, it would be better others were tortured rather than herself. You mean this went on when she was a kid?
Oh, yeah. He locked her in meat lockers.
But I mean, as far as having people come through the house.
Well, it wasn't their house they went through. It was the house behind their house that was set up for that. Her and her brother and everything would hear people screaming all day long and into the night and stuff for hours.
Oh my.
They were just taught, Daddy likes to torture people. You know, it's fun to him. And they're just sitting there watching cartoons in the house while they're hearing all these screams. Neighbors were complaining because they heard screams coming from the house and behind the house. Sounded like they were killing people over there. Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Most of us get a minor noise disturbance for a little bit of loud music after 9 p.m. and the cops are there. Why were the cops never there? What the heck is wrong with this world?
I'm pretty sure they have been called on them several times. Like I said, I haven't done extensive investigation into this, and I knew a lot more around October because that's when I started researching this. But, I mean, you can look it up online. There's all kinds of lawsuits and cop things and things that people tried to stop him. They're still trying to stop him. I think they closed the latest one down in Tennessee. I think she says that at the end of this interview. So that's why I said it's
all right.
towards the end.
Sorry.
I mean, not now, it's not towards the end, but that's when she says that. This whole thing is like an hour and 26 minutes. So it's a long one.
He always hated how weak I was and how afraid I was of things. But I was afraid of things because of what he was forcing me to do.
Yeah, did he feel like it was a gift that he was just sort of bestowing on his children, this mental mindset that he believed he was creating, but in actual fact it was destroying you?
Yeah, I mean, a gift is kind of a strange term. I wouldn't say a gift, but I would say he definitely never thought he was doing anything wrong.
Well, I mean, in his mindset, it must have seemed like that. It must have seemed like he was bestowing his abilities upon his children to...
Sure, yeah. I mean, he never thought any of the things. And, you know, I would go to my friends and I would talk about what had things that have happened.
Hugging her legs again.
What the fuck? Like it never like
she's trying to comfort herself.
And and I always knew it wasn't normal, but when you're a kid and you're being mentally abused and tricked and guilt, you know, all this guilt about, you know, making sure everything's perfect for dad and being a perfect person and perfect girl for dad. It was really hard.
What was it like when you were growing up for having your own friends and having normal...
I couldn't.
Isolation again, back to the isolation factor, I would assume.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't actually think about it until I got older about how weird it was, but friends never came. I didn't have my first sleepover at my dad's house until I was in the 7th grade, right before I left, because I had a really close friend who was really interested in the haunt and wanted to work in the haunt. That was the only reason he let her come over.
Okay.
Other than that, friends were not allowed over. I was not allowed over at friends. If my phone was completely, I mean, he would take phones off of, back when you had landlines, so that I couldn't call my mom when I was scared. I couldn't call 911 if I needed to. When I did get a phone, it was taken away from me every night because he knew I would text my mom, crying and sobbing, and just real isolation, especially from my mom, who was the person who I needed the most through all of this. And that, I think, was the most messed up thing, was that the things that I needed I couldn't get because he wanted to keep me isolated.
And one more question from Sherry on the side here. Do you think if your dad was to get help, you would have contact with him, or would you try and... No, no, okay.
Because, I mean, yes, he'll never get help. That's the problem. If he was going to get help, he would have done it by now. After you lose both of your children and both of your marriages fail and you've abused every woman you've ever been with, maybe you start to think there's something wrong with you, but that's just not how he thinks. It's always everyone else's fault.
Yeah.
And he'll never get help. And if he did ever get help, I still have no interest in being involved.
And just the question I was seeing up the side there, what is your personal opinion on the manor? And another one that's coming up is do you believe that it should just come to a close, that your dad should not try to pursue this again?
I don't know what would happen to him if the haunt went away, honestly. It's all that he has. But
too bad.
Frankly, that's none of our problems because he's causing so much harm psychologically and physically to people.
Yeah.
So I absolutely think it should be closed. I think it should have been closed years ago. Like I said, I don't know what would happen. I think it will eventually get shut down. I mean, the fact that it's lasted this long, man, is crazy to me. But now that there's all of this stuff coming out of the woodwork and people are so interested and so concerned, I think it will definitely get shut down in the next year or two, hopefully. I think it's despicable. Everything that he did to my brother and I, he's doing to strangers now. psychologically. And it's just weird. At the end of the day, it's fucking weird, you guys. This man is weird. This situation is weird. And that's what makes it so hard to talk about, is it's not black and white. It's not black and white. It's a very strange situation, and we all have unique relationships with Russ. And, you know, I can only tell my truth about what I experienced. But, you know, I hope that it gets shut down. I really do.
Yeah, I think, I mean, do you feel, right? Now, I'm not trying to trigger anybody.
How he says unique.
Any hope in hell of, however you want to word it, an intervention, an extending of a hand, an olive branch. Do you think there's any hope of getting your dad any help? Do you think it's ever good? I mean, do you think there's anything that will get him to admit he has a problem and seek help?
No. If that was possible, my mom would have done it.
Yeah.
My brother's mom would have done it. I would have done it. Carol would have done it. He's been told that he has these issues his whole life. You can't lose every single person in your family and destroy everything you touch for 62 years. And if you still can't think that there's nothing, if you still think there's nothing wrong with you, it's never going to change. There's no helping hand. It doesn't matter how stern you are with him. It doesn't matter how kind you are to him. It doesn't matter how many of you troll him on the internet. He doesn't care. That doesn't mean anything to him.
Like his daughter.
Something to him is the haunt. That's all that he cares about.
We'll get back to that in just one second. I just want to say, TK, thank you very much for the super chat and just some nice words to you there, Lindsay, and of course his TK's reaction to when he first viewed your dad's sort of content. It is shocking, and I think a lot of people react differently when they first see it. And I'll be 100% honest with you. When I first seen your dad's videos, and it was probably like 5-6 years ago, maybe around about then, I was like, wow. I mean, this looks crazy. Nobody, there wasn't a lot of negative stuff certainly in front of me at that point, and you can see how it's captivating. You can see how his audience has grown. You can see why there's always been an interest in what your dad does, especially when the mythology, I mean, he's one man, and the mythology and the amount that follows this guy, the positive, the negative, the unbelievable, it's overwhelming for one person to have such a massive impact on so many people that he comes into touch with. Mm-hmm. This is a random one. This is just for my own personal thing. Has he always been like a big animal lover? Has he been with the dogs and things like this? I mean, there was the greyhound thing. I know. I think Carol touched on that. I think it was Carol that touched on one of the streams. He
didn't like dogs at first. He didn't like them because they hump things, and that's dirty and that's wrong. And you know, he doesn't really like animals because they do things that are naturally instinctual for them that makes him uncomfortable. But Carol came along and brought all her dogs, and to my knowledge, from what I saw, he fell in love with them, fell in love with greyhounds, and you know, I don't know what Carol saw, but what I saw was that he really did love these dogs. Some of them were afraid of him because he has an energy that is scary to a lot of people, especially dogs who are very.
I imagine it's a dark aura.
There is.
Carries.
Some of the dogs loved him to death, and some of them were scared of him. But I think he loved
just like people in this whole saga.
I mean, he didn't love those dogs more than he loves himself. I mean, he can. It's all about himself at the end of the day. But you know, he loved those dogs as much as I think he could have.
I genuinely am convinced if your dad lost it all, he would be behind a building somewhere, you know, with a dumpster turned on its side, making it into a haunt. He would be doing it no matter what the situation. Yeah. He'd be doing this no matter what. It really is his passion, unfortunately, because it's turned into something so crazy. But he, for some reason, just loves this stuff, and I don't understand why.
Just another question I was seeing there. How have you gotten yourself to the where you are right now? How more physically stronger? Because as a kid myself, like I've gone through some stuff, and you've gone through way more stuff, and it's just like how did you get yourself from that kid to your adult stage? Like what kind of resources did you reach out for yourself?
I dabbled in therapy for quite some time. Talk therapy, which never really did anything for me because a lot of my trauma was through PTSD, and I needed to see specific doctors or a therapist that I didn't have access to. So I'm a huge advocate for therapy, but that's not why I am the way I am. That's not how I got over this.
Is there any online, just if you're just for where you're mentioning advocate there, if there's any online websites or any place that you would recommend for people if they were going through this, that they could get help on the internet? If there's anything like that, feel free to sort of open some tabs and get some URLs and just be posting them. And anything that you do post, if you can save it so that we can repost it after the stream's done, basically. But yeah, if you've got anything you want to recommend, please feel free to do that so that people know what to go to.
I think therapy is incredible. It didn't necessarily do anything for me, but I also think that's because I didn't have access to the right kind of therapy. When you're dealing with PTSD or abuse or trauma or any kind of mental disorders, cognitive behavioral therapy is always the best way to go. Which, if any of you out there don't know what that is, it's different than talk therapy because it's working at your issues. It's paperwork, not paperwork.
Okay, One Love, I see you shaking your head.
I don't have my light on. Sorry, I'm laying down.
Cognitive behavioral therapy does not work if you cannot neutralize your triggers.
Exactly.
She has triggers. Her mind gets hijacked. She will not be able to put any of that into practice.
But imagine, while we're talking real quick, imagine what she does in her private life that no one knows about.
Yeah, don't know.
And not only that, we don't even know what happened to her. I mean, whether she broke off and has many different alters.
Exactly.
Or, I mean, we don't know.
Right.
I mean, it sounds like she went through extreme abuse and torture as a very young child.
6 years old.
She's used to it. I'm sorry to say that poor thing's used to it already.
And she might not even remember what was done between 1 and 5.
That's true. She could have repressed it. You're right. Repressed memories.
But is it possible for? I'm sorry.
You're fine. Yeah.
Is it possible for her not to remember this, but she still does it to other people or pets or whatever, and knowing that she doesn't remember it, but she actually does it because it's done?
Oh, I don't know.
Anything's possible.
Because you make it think.
Oh, go ahead.
You never know because everything she's saying and telling, and some that she can't even remember, that she just takes it out on other people, and we don't know about it.
Could be.
Robin.
Don't know anything about her personally.
Robin, you are correct. That is really good for borderlines, that type of therapy. However, for people with post-traumatic stress, EMDR is absolutely amazing. And I know this firsthand because I've had it done. And prior to having this therapy, my mind would get hijacked. And it didn't matter what I knew as far as cognitive behavioral therapy, or even as far as the type of therapy you're talking about, DBT. There was no way for me to be able to live a healthy life as long as those triggers were there. And and until they're neutralized, you are literally not in control of your own mind.
Oh, the reason why I have my light off is because I'm hurting right now, so I have to lay down to stretch for a minute. So I'm just letting you know.
That's fine. That's cool.
And you are right. It is hard to find good DBT therapists. There aren't very many of them. And the EMDR, I am just amazed I even was referred to someone who did that.
It will text on chat because I can't really do it. I know I have my light off and stuff.
Okay, so another really good therapy. I don't know if it would help this girl because she's really, really deeply messed up. Very disturbed. I don't mean messed up insultingly. It's not her fault. Obviously, no child deserves to be abused. I sometimes don't use the right words. That's why I'm not a therapist. Anyway, not that I couldn't be one day, maybe. Who knows?
The
EMDR.
tapping. Oh, I'm sorry. She was talking about the tapping. Wanted to know if I've done tapping.
Oh,
And to me, when you have the light in front of you, you can use the lights and you can use the sensors, or you can use just the sensors or the lights. It's the same concept of what you're doing when you're tapping.
Real cool.
makes
Now,
sense. I never thought of that.
they got that medicine. I don't know what's it called for psychotic people that it numbs themselves to actually feel more like how do you say it? It numbs them, but it makes them really like lose a lot of weight. Like I don't know what's medicine called. I bet she's on a lot of medications to actually numb the pain and everything else to remember and stuff like that too as well. Or unless she's just playing crazy, or I'm not saying dumb, but unless she's playing dumb about it, and she just don't want to come out and say.
What?
No, I think she's got a lot of.
Actually, is interesting.
I don't think her psyche wants to even put it all together. I think I think it would destroy her at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, to be honest. I wouldn't want to remember all that chaos in her mind, and hate to say that poor girl, but
let her talk later.
Okay. G. Marie said, May. She saw you.
What's up, BG?
We're talking about, I'm just letting my husband know what this is about because he just came in. Russ McKamey from McKamey Manor, the haunted house torture chamber place. His daughter is in an interview where I'm doing a commentary on her interview. What'd you say? Hold on a minute.
Exactly. And until the trauma is dealt with, none of the other stuff works. You have to neutralize the triggers. The EMDR now, it's leading edge and it's finally actually coming mainstream.
Mm-hmm. It helps Matthew a lot.
It's the only thing that saved my life. Nothing else has ever worked.
It's calmed me down a lot.
Mm-hmm. And you can do that with people, whether you're a therapist or not, too, if you learn how to do it. I did it the first time with Matthew, and it even helped when I did it with him.
The patient's the one that's doing all the work. The therapist is just there to observe, but the patient's actually going through the memories, the feelings, transitioning into the safe place that you invent in your mind, which neutralizes your triggers, and then you are able to self-soothe, and recenter yourself, which is what you could not do prior because your mind gets hijacked when you're triggered.
And it also imitates the rapid eye movement.
Yep, that's what I noticed too.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And my husband does not sleep well. So that was ideal for him because he does not get that REM sleep.
That could be why I'm not sleeping anymore.
Right, exactly, because you haven't been going through your EMDR.
I haven't been able to.
I know. Well, we'll get you started up again. Just stop canceling it all the time.
I went through cognitive behavioral therapy. The DBT was too new at the time, and I couldn't find any therapists that did it. And then I went through EMDR, and it's the only thing that's worked because I had all this wisdom and knowledge, and I got it. You know, I even had epiphanies. But as long as my mind was hijacked, I couldn't put any of it into action. My mind would freeze up. I'd have no clarity. I wasn't in control. I could not direct my thoughts for the life of me.
Yep. All right. I'm going to turn this back on if you're ready.
Yeah.
Matthew said I can just stay on till whenever. So we'll just get through this and then.
But like homework and things that you can work on, tasks that you can do, things to make you mentally stronger. And it's absolutely wonderful. I recommend it to all people. I haven't personally experienced it, but once I can afford it, I will see a therapist who provides CBT. But for the most part, for me personally, I don't really know how I got through it. I would give huge credit to my mom, who is like my angel and my best friend. And I wouldn't be able to have done any of this without her. And also medication. I've been on medication since on and off since I was 13. When I left, medication for depression and anxiety.
How sad.
And when I was younger, I actually had OCD, like my dad did. It's kind of faded away over time, but we kind of bonded on that a little bit because we both were like, this is weird. But I've been on medication for a while, and it saved my life. And I hopefully want to get off of it someday. But for right now, it keeps me sane, it keeps me healthy, and it keeps my anxiety down. So I'm a huge advocate for therapy and also for medication if you really need.
Just to ask, have you ever used the app Headspace?
I have heard about it, but I've never personally used it.
I recommend it if you want to.
Is it free?
They have a free part of it, but I definitely recommend trying it. It's a good way to meditate and relax, especially if you're having a lot of anxiety.
What is it called?
Headspace. That was the other thing I was going to tell you about. We used to use that with the kids when I worked at the school. Headspace. And it's not like new agey weird stuff. It's just, it gets you in that place of just relaxing. So important. I know, just Shelly is wanting to be unblocked. She was blocked because she was in fraternizing with the enemy, and that's why I blocked her.
I'm wondering if she just blocked me because I was seeing her in chat, but now I don't see her anymore, and everyone's saying goodbye.
I'm blocked by accident.
Don't worry, I got
you,
blocked the other day too.
Eventually, I'll probably unblock people again.
Then remember, because I wanna come back in and be like, hey.
Yeah, I will. I'll unblock people. Don't worry.
Well, Robin, I think you can use the different therapies. They're all good. What I'm saying is the first thing that needs to be dealt with is the triggers, and you have to neutralize the trigger to be able to give the person the ability to put the other therapy into practice. That's all I'm saying.
You should be a doctor.
So you can use a combination of therapies. But the first thing is I was literally unable to put anything into practice until this was done. I've had many years of therapy.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're doing good.
Thank you.
I am too, because she's like one of my closest friends. And I actually got to meet her in person.
Yes.
We clicked. We had a good old time. Her
Yes,
and me and Hubby.
Yes.
We got to do that again soon. Next summer.
We do.
Since we know
No,
she
I didn't block myself. Dee accidentally blocked me
yesterday.
When oh, you're right. I almost tried to block myself. Oh, I get it. You Robin, don't remind me of my weirdness.
Oh my God. I thought I was weird.
You're right. She does need more than an app.
Yes, by far.
And cognitive behavioral therapy is, man, I bet, could you even imagine?
Well, my ex-husband went through CBT. I went with him, and I don't think it did a darn bit of good for him because he was learning disabled. He didn't even understand how to utilize it. You have to know how to really, like you said, get into your head and understand your behaviors and, oh, wow, I shouldn't do that. So why am I doing this? You have to analyze your own self. And if you don't have the mentality or the, I guess, maturity in learning ability, it's not going to work for you. And it didn't for him at all. It really didn't.
Well, the thing is, when you go for the EMDR, you have to be really strong before you go through it. So I almost feel like if I didn't have the ability to practice the art of introspection, as in if I wouldn't have spent all those years trying to figure myself out and actually realize what was going on in my head, I wouldn't be at the point, I think, where I could have handled going through it, reliving it all.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yes. I understand that. All right, we'll get back onto this, or we'll never get through it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's pretty good. And again, there's things on YouTube that are similar to it that you can kind of go through that actually have them kind of like, hey, you're feeling this way, click on this. That is probably a really good thing, especially when you don't have access to resources. Like I'm in Canada. Same with Ron being in the UK. We do have free resources to CBT and DBT.
Nice.
So
Nice.
getting those resources in countries that you don't have it, finding free resources is everything. So if you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend it. It's something that you may be able to fit into your regular routine you have now.
Thank you.
And if it gets real bad, just marry Kath and move to Canada. Well, there you go.
My livelihood and my career makes it so that I need to be in the States.
Yeah.
I wish I could move to Canada.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
We'll find someone to get you out to their Kath. It'll happen one day. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. So if there's any more questions that have been flying up the side there, let us know. So yeah, I'm clearly starting to lose it because I'm starting to make jokes now, and this isn't a place for jokes. All right.
I saw one question about how. Well, first of all,
you guys are much better hosting this than I am. I'm freaking losing.
Go to bed, my God.
Yeah,
She's enjoying this. Damn.
Exactly. This is your night and your platform. I'm just gonna sit here and make sure I don't say anything else. So you guys just have a moment, please.
I just to quickly touch on this whole second location thing that doesn't exist.
Okay.
He has one location and that's it.
Why don't you do some myth busting for us? Yeah, I mean that's
that, and then the whole obviously what I touched on before with the needles and the teeth pulling, that's not real. A lot of it is mind over matter. I mean, he does do crazy things, but he doesn't do it. In my opinion, I don't think that he's a pedophile. In my opinion, again, I haven't seen him in 10 years. Things change.
Sure.
Things happen. I think that he has mental illness, which no one talks about, and I think that's important to talk about. And there's no second option. I think that's all I can think of.
Here's one.
And some of the tours, some of the more famous tours are staged. Just so that's clear.
Okay.
And he started doing that even when I lived with him. Was like staging certain tours to get buzz, and he knows what gets attention. So, but also a lot of them are very real. So, I saw one message about how to handle abusive parents, which that's a big reason I wanted to come on tonight, was to talk about mental illness and
absolutely.
like that. And I think that the best way to handle abuse in any relationship, especially with your parents, because that's definitely a toughie, is to understand their illness first and foremost, and to come at it from a human and empathetic point of view. And I think you should do that in all aspects of your life, because we're all human beings, and I like to believe that we all have good in us, and we're all just people walking around the planet with all of our trauma and all of our bullshit. If you're being physically and emotionally and psychologically abused, the best answer is to understand, forgive, and get the fuck out. Just move on with your life and leave.
Bad language.
Don't let it get worse.
Hate that word.
And I've had my fair share of bad relationships, because when you have a bad relationship with your parents, it's hard to know what good relationships look like. So I've learned a lot about that, and it really is just knowing what you deserve, even if it's your parents, if it's a boyfriend, if it's a colleague, know what you deserve and how you deserve to be treated.
Yeah.
And if someone is ill, you can't fight crazy. You can't rationalize something that cannot be rationalized. You just get out and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta say about that.
It's good advice, absolutely. And
yeah.
Josh from the Josh Show is asking, do you think your dad will get mentally worse? And if so, how far do you think it's likely to go?
I don't know how much worse it can get, you guys. I mean,
yeah. I mean, absolutely. It's
I mean, I don't think he'll ever kill anybody. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but this haunt thing just needs to be taken away, and he needs to find another outlet. Whether that's therapy, and I know he's been to therapy. I mean, he's tried his whole life to try and figure out what's wrong with him, and he just doesn't like to listen to people. It's just like 1 second he's like, yes, you're right, I'm going to change, and the next second it's all back to normal.
Do you think any of Russ's fear of never having the haunt is a fear of losing a possible venting outlet for this extreme behavior that he's always possessed? Do you think if he lost the haunt, he would become... Oh, and now, listen, I'm not meaning this to sound like a buzz phrase, but do you think he would become dangerous to himself or other people in a serious way if he lost that final thread and lost the haunt completely?
That's definitely possible. I mean, he's already, in my opinion, a danger to himself and others.
Yeah.
Especially those who are close to him. Very dangerous. So, I don't know. There's really no way to know this kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like...
Well, the news today in regards to the manor.
No, well, it's gone. Like,
I mean, he says that. He
says that. I mean, you think he's the master of balancing the positive PR, the negative PR, and just working the whole internet with regards to what's going to spread his name and get things noticed again.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does that accidentally. I don't think he's bright enough about the internet to really know.
I think he does it accidentally. Love that.
I don't think he knows really what he's doing. But,
Well, who the heck does his channel? He's really good at technology.
Exactly. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
it's like somebody else that said they knew nothing about computers that we both know.
On a live stream, this was a post made subsequently after.
Rejects? Yikes, that's my life. My McKamey Manor reject.
Like, it's I mean, like I say, it was people were excited about it and all the rest, but to be honest, it sounds like Russ without the manor is more dangerous than Russ with the manor, metaphorically speaking. So
I mean, it's less dangerous to the public. It's more dangerous to himself and the people who are around him in close ways.
Yeah.
Whoever this new girl that he's with, which by the way I think is so weird, him and all his young girlfriends. I'm like, dude, you are an old man. What is going on?
Haley, I think her name is.
Yeah, Haley.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you watch the live streams with him, it's just weird. His attitude with her is just creepy and weird, and you can tell she's uncomfortable, and you can tell she's anxious. And I feel bad for her, but
and is that again? I mean, is that? Do you think we're just witnessing repetition once again?
It doesn't matter who it is. If it's his daughter or if it's his partner, he will take advantage of, especially people who are weak-minded or people who have any sort of self-esteem issues. Oh God!
Do you think he's got a heightened acute sense for picking out the vulnerable?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It only makes sense if you look at all the women he's dated.
More support there coming from Kat. Just so you know, he's coming up on the screen there for being brave, and I appreciate your thanks for the channel as well. Like I say, all these. This is what feeds my kids, so I appreciate it. I really do. Now, just give me a second. Kat, you got any more questions while I try and find this thing? So thanks very much, Kat. I really appreciate that. I really do.
Actually, I just have one here. Have you ever tried to reach out to your dad at all? Have you?
Mm-mm.
Have you tried to reach out to anybody who's in contact with him since?
No.
No?
I've got one for you. How are you? I mean, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. How's your mum's recovery been? Like, how's that? How's that? I mean, I don't even know how to phrase this. How's your mum? How is your mum throughout it all? Hang on, I don't know where that beeping's coming from. There's a beeping coming from somewhere. We just have to write it out, guys. There's a beeping. It's in my room. It's a watch. It's gone. It's fine. Sorry, my 3-year-old daughter likes to hide this digital watch around my room.
You have a 3-year-old baby? Oh my goodness.
Oh, I've got a 10-week-old baby. I've got a 10-week-old baby, a 5-year-old son, a 3-year-old daughter, and a 18-year-old. So it's a mixed bunch.
Good for you.
Yeah.
God
Thank you.
bless your wife.
absolutely. She's an amazing woman.
She said you must love your wife.
Yeah, she really does do a lot to make sure that this platform can exist, to be perfectly honest. We big shout out to Mrs. Swanson there for keeping the minions at bay while
Hey, Miss Swanson, you're the bomb. Love you, girl.
yeah. So
Okay, hold on. This is all a bunch of small talk, and I'm not saying it's not important. I'm sure it was enjoyable for them, but there's an issue I want to address. People are wondering why they're blocked. They want to come in here because all of a sudden Dee Dee's got a good room going again, doesn't she? Because, yeah, poor Dee Dee, she didn't have any people in her room. Well, guess what? God blesses those that are in the center of his will, and I'm back in the center of his will and not entertaining the bunch of whatever that's out there. So I have no problem letting people back in, but I'm going to talk to my moderators, and they will be watching the new people or old people that come in, because now I have mods and they're not playing, because I got very hurt by that whole thing and I didn't deserve any of it personally. Those people that know me, that have known me over a year or at least 6 months or so, know that I'm a decent person. And all that garbage they were saying about me was exactly that, garbage.
What kind of, can I ask you a question? Because I don't know about it. What kind of garbage, if you don't mind?
Ugh. Putting down my beliefs, saying I was lying about stuff, threatening,
making fun of her house, making fun of her belly dancing, making fun of her.
Putting
That's
me
not
down,
right. You can't judge.
Laughing at
character
her.
assassination, saying why did I hang out with Save Robbie and do a collab if I'm against people with that type of proclivity, same gender.
Don't listen to people like that. You know what I mean?
Which I never said I was against the people. I am against the activity that goes along with it extremely, because God is against it.
The point is if there's like any instigating or any kind of questions that are going to lead to causing the room to completely go awry. See, it's when you have people or trolls that come in and specifically ask questions that are intended to disrupt the chat and try to make the host look bad.
Just what Dare to Be Different said. No one deserves to be abused for another person's enjoyment. And they were all sitting in there laughing
and laughing and laughing. It was a lot of fun, and it would go on for hours and hours, all night long. And then it would be hidden.
Live streaming my live stream. And mocking me. And commenting on everything I said and everything I did. I was under a microscope, like some kind of a flipping lizard or something.
I don't know if he said that, Robin.
Basically just said he triggered her for the whole interview.
It might have been him trying to lighten the moment, but it wasn't exactly the word I'm looking for.
I think he did the interview and he has the platform and his wife helps him have the platform because he needs to feed his kids. That's what I heard, but I could have heard it wrong.
Yeah, but it just wasn't like what's the word I'm looking for? I know he was trying to lighten the moment, but it was done in bad taste.
Okay, Mommy Mars posted something. Dee Dee, I heard this creator say Dee Dee had participation in her ex-husband's abuse of kids, slandering Dee Dee's name in an evil and dangerous way. Yep, that's been going on for a while from that same group. Bringing up past things. And
who are these people?
Well, it doesn't
talk about.
We don't want to. We're just saying that that's what had taken place, and I witnessed it, and many people have witnessed it, and so even though those videos were hidden, it was witnessed.
Let's just say these were people that claim to be friends of mine. Well, one of them did. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, wow.
My friends do me that way. I don't have friends like that.
Well, I think you're a good woman, so man.
Thank you. I try.
You're welcome. I don't judge, so.
What, honey?
There's nothing to judge about, so.
Considering we're all screwed up.
Yep, exactly. Hey, no one's perfect.
No, so it makes it a little easier, you know.
I just started having a problem with people that would sit in there while that was going on.
Wow.
And that's why
I could never sit somewhere where my friend was being bashed like that.
Exactly. Bye.
And if I happened to see it happening, I would say something.
Jean Marie said bye. Oh, to Felicia.
Bye.
Oh boy, what happened? She said,
What? There is a troll, Robin? Where?
Well, and many of the people that are blocked were ones that were coming in my room lurking and then going back to that room, bringing them comments against me, which wouldn't really matter because they were filming my entire live stream into their room live time.
wow.
No, just Shelley. This is not about controlling people's words. This is about intentionally coming into a room to address a question that you already know the answer to because you want to put the host in a bad light and you want to bring about dissension within the room.
Yeah, you have your friends, you chose them. Go back to them. And that's what I told everybody I blocked. You want to be with them so bad, go with them. I'm not stopping you.
Of older women.
And then backstabbing me in there. Not happening.
Circle of women. She's a good person. That's what created.
It's called being manipulative. That's why you have trolls.
Sorry, I'm
what
just
do
reading.
Trolls do? They come into a room, and what do trolls do? They throw weird questions out there that have nothing to do with the discussion, or try to take it in a way that is going to be very controversial. So that even though there might be a very peaceful chat going on, it's going to start causing where the host, you know, if she responds to it, it's going to put the host in a bad light. It's called manipulation. I mean, how can you not know what I'm talking about?
I gotta go back to chat. No, someone says something to
You don't get to play the best of both worlds in here. That's not how this is going to work. Where you can bash me in that room and then come in here. No, not going to happen. Not anymore. Matthew just said, hell no. He'll defend me too. We're not going to that again.
Nobody said you were manipulating, just Shelley. I never said you were manipulating.
No, you weren't manipulating. You were in the room while they were bashing me. That was the point. If you can sit in there and listen to somebody lie about me and put me down and bash me and be okay to just sit in there and chit chat, then why would I want you in my presence? In my room?
In your silence, just Shelley, you are giving your consent. In your silence, you did not speak up.
Exactly.
She said she left.
Left where? Them?
Left the room. She said she left their room. But the thing is, if you say nothing, you give your consent. And if I were in a room and something like that was going on, I would speak up for my friend and then I would leave.
If your adversaries acknowledge you're discussing this, they'll be so happy. Trust me. Please be strong. Oh, I'm not going to keep quiet about it anymore. If it comes up, I'm going to address it. I'm not running scared anymore. They have no hold on me anymore. I don't care because what they were doing was wrong and it was dealt with.
Yes, Robin
by me.
Robin would like to ask for a prayer for someone.
Yeah, of course you can ask for prayer for someone, of course. Yes.
Wow.
What, honey?
Is Mommy Mars in there?
Yes, Mommy Mars is in here.
Tell her I love the mistletoe.
Matthew loves the mistletoe socks, Mommy Mars. I know.
Shelley, this is not about whether Dee does wrong or not. She's not saying she doesn't do wrong. What we are saying, let's stay on the topic here, is that if you are in a room in which your friend is being bashed and you say nothing, you are silently giving your consent.
Look, no matter what, I can't really say it. Dispeller. I can't really. I'm not good with names. She's a good woman. She's a good woman, man. And you know, she needs to be respected.
Okay, we need to stop this right now because this is exactly how it happens. Now we're getting into this, and now we got Poetry Pebbles in here going exactly, Shelley.
boy.
So we're being infiltrated. Let's just change the subject. Change the subject now.
Boot them out or change the subject or something. Let's go back to our topic that we were talking.
wow.
Yes, that's what we need to do.
Robin wants a prayer though.
Okay, for a family.
Yeah. Go ahead, Robin. Type your story out. I'm sorry that y'all's room's not working right for you, but don't come in here and start your bull crap in mine, okay? You're not doing that anymore. I'm not putting up with it.
Yeah,
Go somewhere else. I have a right to run my room how I want without your interference. And if you don't stop, something will be dealt with, and not by me. In fact, it wasn't dealt with by me to begin with. I have mods. I have friends. So go away. Nobody asked you to come in here and start your stuff. Get lost. Okay. So I'm just going to say this here. After what I heard Sunday at midnight against Dee Dee by the horse's mouth, the one who changes her name 1K times, I regret sending her a gift like Dee Dee's. I think that's what it says.
Sorry.
You didn't send anybody a gift.
No, but I regret sending her one.
Yep.
Your husband is the
Is
truth.
Robin still here?
How do those still smell good?
I think Robin's still here.
Because she wanted to tell us a short story.
Yeah, to pray
that one
about.
does not smell good. Never mind.
My back. No, I sat the wrong way and I threw my hip the
Don't
wrong
want
direction.
Damn.
What?
Does that feel better?
Yes, honey, thank you.
To be anywhere. This is hospital.
There you go.
Jesus.
My daughter, 16, has a girl in a couple classes this year, and she has special needs. She's
Aw.
loud and barks. And kids get annoyed with the girl, yes.
Mm.
Oh, I can relate.
Okay. All
I
right.
understand.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like the teacher needs to talk to the kids. We had that happen at the school I worked at, where people were making fun of the kid because he was peeing himself. And I was the one actually to handle that. I said, you don't know what what each other's upbringings or pasts or situations or stories are. So don't assume that this person's a bad person just because you don't understand their story. And it kind of calmed things down quite a bit, actually.
Well, she came home the other day and the girl's house burnt down and her pets died. How very sad. Before Christmas, please pray for them.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, so sort of same subject, but completely different.
Yeah.
All of the other cats peed on all of her stuff.
That's sad.
It smelled her cat, yeah.
At her house now. So she has no clothes.
She has no way to do anything until Monday.
Oh my gosh.
Sad.
Okay, well, we need to pray for two people. Pray for our friend Haley and this situation with this girl with her pets. Oh my gosh, how sad. I know our friend just had to leave her cat behind with an abusive roommate, so I can relate to this. Father, I just pray for both of these people. You know the situation and you know the answer to the situation. I just pray, Lord, that you will minister peace and healing into their families, Father, and surround them with love during this holiday season. Send ambassadors and angels to watch over them and direct them in the way that they need to go, to replace the clothing that was destroyed, to hopefully find some more kitties that will heal the hurt spot in their heart. I can't even imagine because I have kitty cats and that just hits me really bad. Just touch them, Father, and wrap your arms around them and comfort them. And just let them know that you're near and surround them with good friends and good support during this time and meet all their needs that they have. In your name I pray, amen. All right, wow. So I didn't quite read your message before, Mommy Mert, and she has my phone and email, but it's fine. My husband is a software developer programmer. My dad's sister is an attorney, so you don't want to mess with me. Okay. Well said. Okay. You want to let her out for the umpteenth zillionth time? All right, let's continue with our video because we're really not done yet.
Okay.
Yeah, your mom's recovery must have been equally as hard. I mean, I imagine.
I would say even, I mean, I don't want to make anyone's situation worse, or, you know, we all have our own experiences, but to get out of an abusive relationship with a man like my dad, and to also have children, and children with me, that is mindfuckery that I can't even explain, you know, and my mom is the strongest woman in the entire world, and I mean, she's truly an angel, and I mean, I truly can't imagine life without her.
Yeah.
But she had a lot of issues with everything because she was still being abused by him even after they were broken up, because he just wraps you around his fist, and it's hard to explain. But I mean, even when I was going through abuse, my mom didn't know what to do because she was like, nothing's physical. You know, he's not hitting you. How do I explain to a court system what's going on? No one's ever heard of this new psychological torture he's doing. Like, no one's, and he was only doing it to me and Carol. You know, my brother was gone, and the haunt wasn't really that crazy yet. It was just me, and I was completely alone. And I mean, I had Carol, but Carol was so under his wing, and she was so abused in ways I can't even fathom, that she couldn't help me. My mom couldn't help me. So I think that really bothered my mom even to this day, that she couldn't do anything. I mean, we were all helpless. And it's just so crazy that this one man has so much power over all of our lives, over all of these beautiful, strong women's lives. It's crazy.
Quick question there, just asking how your brother's doing as well.
Yeah, Russell's doing great. He lives far, far away.
Yeah.
In a different state. And he's my best friend. I love him so, so much. He's engaged. He has a beautiful home and a booming business as a music producer. And he is, you know, he has all of the good qualities of our dad, and none of the bad, thank God.
That's awesome. I mean, it's so good to hear the success that you guys have all made from your life since you managed to free yourself from this, because you can see the lasting effect it's had on other people in Russ's life, and people that have been there a long time, short time, people that have interacted with Russ just on the internet and gone to the haunt. I mean, I think you guys are great examples of what can be for those who are currently going through what you went through. And I don't know, you might not know much about the channel. We run a whole series called the Survivor Series, where, you know, survivors of abuse tell their stories and things like that. And, you know, there's so much of what you're saying just resonates from the stories that we've heard and the people that I've interacted with. And there is such a massive percentage of survivors that are the most empathetic, caring individuals that I've ever met, in ways that I couldn't fathom myself coming through the other side of a lot of these stories. Even a fraction of how people like yourself have, and through how other survivors have. I just think the strength that it takes, not only to free yourself, but to rebuild yourself, is incredible.
It's hard to not go on, and I'm sure other people who have dealt with abuse of any sort knows this, but it's hard to not leave furious, and it's hard to not leave feeling helpless and hopeless, and like there's no faith in fucking anyone. Someone could do this to me, how could I ever trust anyone again? Someone could do this to their child and not think that anything's wrong with it. I mean, what fucking luck do I have, you know, moving forward? And a lot of people who go through these similar issues do leave the situation angry and sad and lost. And I definitely was for a while. And everyone who's ever left my dad go through. I mean, it never leaves you. It's with you forever. I mean, what Holly's going through right now, she's going to go through for the rest of her life. It doesn't matter if she was with him for a year or if she was like Carolyn with him for 15 years. I mean, shit affects you. And you have to have faith in yourself and faith in the world every single day.
Mm-hmm.
To find empathy in every single person you come across, even the people who hurt you. And I think that's a big thing for all survivors of and anything to think about is just have faith and forgive as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, we just had a super chat came in there from Anton. 1 second, I just want to put it back there. Free support groups resource if interested until you can get therapy, Depression Bipolar Support Alliance, NAMI. Thank you very much for that. And
yeah, I don't know if y'all know what NAMI is, but my daughter works in mental health as an administrator, and NAMI is, I believe it's the North American. Let me look it up. I'm not going to misquote it. North American. I've been tutoring too long. National Alliance on Mental Illness. They have groups and stuff they can get you, referred to for mental help if you need it and whatever. So it was really good that they were talking about that. Okay.
Especially for people that are watching that interview that are in the same kind of situation that might need help.
Definitely. And, many people that have gone through this haunt, as she calls it, which I hate that she just minimizes it by calling it a haunt. But I have a feeling that's the term her father gave her to see it as. Like it's a harmless little thing, a little game we play, a show, the haunt. It's time for the haunt, everybody. People that have gone through that, definitely a lot of them have mental issues. If you watch some of the interviews of the people that have gone through it, they will tell you it scarred them for life. One night of harmless fun because they liked horror, and they went to this place, and the horror was their body, their life, their psyche, and everything about them, and they left scarred. It's very sad. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because this is super long. I don't really know. This is the first time I'm watching this, so I don't really know exactly what they're talking about all the time. So here we go.
The team that I have are the ones who are running around killing it, and that's the Discord admins, the live stream admins, everybody. I love you guys, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for giving me this platform and blah 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 blah. But yeah, so listen, before I literally collapse, all right, I just want you to take a minute, and if there's anything else you want to put out there, and just say, I don't care if it runs on for another 40 minutes because I want you to have the platform. I just don't want you to feel like I'm wrapping this up, and then because I know what I'm like when someone wraps stuff up, I'm like, oh shit, there's those 10 ideas I forgot an hour ago. So I just want to just allow you to sort of end this particular session or this particular episode on your terms. I don't want to wrap anything up. I want you to make sure. Oh Jesus! Make sure you've said what you feel like you've come here to say this evening. And again, don't feel like I say, you might never want to do a live again. We can sit down and do a video. There's a whole bunch of options. So just if there's anything else you'd like to add, please do it before I ramble. Because I'm rambling. This is rambling. This is a man rambling. All right. I'm just going to turn this off again. Cap, why are you letting me speak? Like, what are you even doing? I'm questioning your abilities, Cap.
Sounds like he's drunk or something.
I'm just hiding now behind guests. I'm just like, I'm safe now.
Slurring his words all about.
Yeah, well.
That's okay. I don't know if I have anything else. If anyone has any questions that I can answer, I'm still seeing a lot of questions popping up. I don't want to assume that you guys want to know certain things and then go rambling about something you guys don't care about. So while I'm here, my mom said something. Oh, she said, I'm proud of you. Fuck. Love you, Linda. Love you, girl. Best mom ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Should I look at questions, or do you want to pick?
Yeah, of course. Listen,
I'm being called for water.
it's probably better that you steer the ship than the wreck of the pilot that's doing it right now. So you just dive in. You just dive in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any?
I was gonna say, actually, there's a bunch of questions in the Discord.
Oh, shit.
From
That's great.
So
Do a lightning round. Lightning round.
yeah,
Lightning round. Yeah. Bonus round.
I already know the answer to this, and I think you already said it during the start of the stream. Jess asked, have you,
Blurry.
Carol, spoken since all this has come to light? You were saying earlier that you literally just spoke with her.
Nothing I can do about it. I don't know why.
That's fine. That's fine.
When I didn't talk for like 8 years, and then I randomly messaged or friended her on Facebook after I found out that she had left. The only reason I didn't keep communication with her was because she still was with my dad. And then I, found out she left and immediately messaged her and told her I was happy for her. And we talked and, had caught up with each other for a little bit. We haven't spoken in a couple years. And then today I was watching her video of an interview she did, and I messaged her and I was like, I just need to talk to someone about this. I'm confused, I'm upset, I'm mad all over again. And we just got off the phone, and we just had a short little 20-minute phone call, just like spewing out our issues for 20 minutes, but it was good. Carol and I have a really interesting relationship because she was there through all of that, and she's known me. I mean, obviously she only knew me from 5 to 13, but she was a mother figure for me, and was the only person taking care of me when I was at my dad's house. So, we had our issues because she was under the wrath of my father, but she was a really good thing. It was really good that she was there. So.
Actually, this is a question I just thought about. The term that a lot of people give your dad's actors he has there are the Kool-Aid drinkers. Was that a thing that was spoken when you were little, that when you were helping along?
I've literally never heard of that phrase in my life. The Kool-Aid drinkers? What does that even mean?
It's a terminology that refers back to a cultist-like following. There was a cult leader who had hundreds of followers and murdered them all, or got them all to commit suicide by drinking poison Kool-Aid babies.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so funny.
I find it funny.
I don't know how to respond to that. That's
yeah. Well,
I have not heard of that, but
no, that answers it. That literally answers it, because it's something that's more. I'm assuming with as we all know, with untreated mental illness, things do decline. It probably is something that became more of a common thing, or a common act during more recent times.
It's also so funny. I keep seeing videos of like random little kids that say that they're my dad's kids, and I just want to say the only children my dad have are me and my brother, and we're both grown. So if people are always worried, they're like, "Who are these little kids?" And it's like, it's fake. Those aren't his kids. So if anyone's worried that he's around kids, he's not. We are both.
Well,
grown.
maybe he slept with other women and she doesn't know about it.
Question here too is, I don't even know this. I don't know if you know, Ron. Do you know how old his new girlfriend is?
I have no idea. She looks fucking 18 years old, though. In Prey, she's 18. I don't know. I also don't know if she's his girlfriend. I mean, when you watch, like I said, when you watch these live feeds of them, she looks really uncomfortable.
I was past her Facebook last night through a message, and her display picture was him and her.
Thanks. Yeah, I have no idea.
So
I think it's just odd. Hopefully
she's around 24, 25. They're out there.
Oh, I mean, that's not that bad. She looks very young, but I don't know how old she is.
No, yeah, kids that are claiming that he's their dad, which isn't impossible to believe if he slept with other women.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Thank you, Robin. Me too.
Thank you, creator.
Sorry, I made the stupid mistake of hooking up with somebody that was a viper.
Mm-hmm.
Not you, you goof.
Sure. Your dad was.
I did, actually. I watched it with my brother. I visited him in where he lives about a year ago when it came out, and we both we're drinking and eating, and we were like, let's watch this while we have dinner. And it was supposed to be like a funny thing where we were like, look at how crazy Dad is, but it became very emotional and like brought back a lot of things. And my brother and I were like so angry. Yes, we did watch it. It was traumatic.
So I'll have to make sure.
And just very strange to see.
No, not kids being his dad, but kids that say that he is their dad.
Yeah.
Another question here is, does he actually keep all the onesies that everyone has to wear?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't think that
someone found it as
I think we're choosing questions perhaps out of the realm of knowledge. Yeah, sure. I mean, sure. We're getting more into like the fan based questions of Russ here. I don't really want to put Lindsay in a position where we're feeding her questions like that. So,
I mean, I have some answers to things like certain things that are fake or certain things that.
One thing that came up that I think I'm interested in is, do you know about anything that went on with this van? Like people keep talking about, I don't know what happened in the van. I was taken in a van. Van. And again, that's just me because I don't know. I'm not queued up on all of the key points, but I know that part of the haunt, there was a van and it seems to be a bad place. And I don't know if you have anything to add on that or if
I personally have no idea about what happened in there based off of my knowledge of my dad. Like I said before, does not make it any real.
No, it was not.
But he is a master of psychological manipulation. A master. I mean, seriously, you can be mentally the strongest person in the world, and that man will work you down. So if he tells you, "I'm poisoning you, I'm putting a needle in you, I'm taking out your teeth," in that moment, you're gonna believe it. It's terrifying. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of sexual abuse.
It's like a bunch of witchcraft to me.
I personally don't agree with them because he has a lot of issues towards due to his sexual trauma, and I just don't think he would physically be able to do that to another person.
Sure.
But I also don't know for sure. I haven't seen him.
Well, listen, I don't want to let anybody down, but literally my children will be awake in an hour for school. So we're going to sadly have to start winding this down a bit. But I just want to just repeat myself again. Lindsay, thank you for joining us. I want to just let everyone understand once again that this platform is certainly not taking any sides. We're giving everyone involved in this their chance to have their say. We're going to be talking to as many different people as we can. And I just don't want anyone to misinterpret what we're doing here.
Okay, that's pretty much the end of it. So I'm just going to stop it there and we can have a discussion if y'all want to or whatever.
Yeah, that would be really interesting if he had, to find out what his background is, if it's in the military. Also to find out, his family, his father and his background.
Right.
I mean, there is something huge here. And there's just a lot of red flags going up for me.
Hey, Robin, Real, I hit your bell, but I don't know. I can't post anything out. So I'm blocked.
I did not mean to do that. I am so sorry. I'm trying to unblock.
Oh, you're not gonna. I'm gonna keep on saying that. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
My husband. He's not leaving your panel until he knows he's unblocked.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
She goes to wrench me the other day and she blocks me. I'm like, D. I'm like, Maggie. I'm like screaming at my computer as I'm typing. Nobody can see me.
Yeah, I'm awake.
Me too. I so did not mean to do that. Oh my gosh. I'm so bad at that kind of technical stuff. Technological or whatever it is.
Yeah, One Love Channel's pretty cool. I like hers. Yeah, she's cool.
Oh, thank you.
I look for her every morning before I leave the house. But when I don't, it makes me feel like, oh man. And then I go back to her video. I'm just like, oh man, she was live.
I never know when I'm going to go live. It's kind of like one of those things where you just got to feel like it.
I'm new. I mean, I go live at night, like 6 p.m. to 10, 4 hours.
You mean you have a schedule?
Nope. I'm planning to change it from it's right now it's Saturday to Tuesday, but I'm changing it to Sunday because Saturday that's when all the big channels are on. So I'm playing
Look
Sunday
at
from
you.
Tuesday.
You're getting all strategic with yourself over there.
Well, I have to because
I'm so not strategic. It isn't even funny.
I have
It's all
to.
about just on a whim.
Well,
I do everything on a whim.
I have to because like some big channels are on. I gotta make sure I'm not on whenever they're on because I won't get the people on a Saturday.
Hey, Eli, can you show your face a minute, or are you laying down still?
I'm laying down still.
Oh, okay. Because I want my husband to see what you look like, because he knows my ex. So
No. I'm not him.
Thing.
I'm not him. Trust me.
No, I know you're not him. You just look a lot
Well,
like.
dare to be different. He makes it impossible for you to win the 20,000. Absolutely impossible, because he can stop you on his own and say that you are not mentally able to go the rest of the way.
Give me a minute.
So he can stop
Only
you.
you're unblocking me.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said, give me a minute, okay?
Yeah.
Did you hear me about that 20,000?
Well, the girl said that it's not even real, that there is no 20,000.
And he doesn't ever have to pay it, because in the contract, he says he can stop you if he feels you are not mentally stable enough to go through the rest of the way. So if it looks like you're actually going to make it, he can stop you.
So he double binds you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what people have said is if it looks like you're going to make it, he ups the torture. He makes it so bad that you can't make it. Matthew says he could make it.
I don't know. How would you describe my content? It's me and my dog. It's basically a vlog.
A reality show.
It's a vlog. If you read on my channel, you'll kind of get like a little bit of my background and kind of what the channel represents. I can't really, but it's a vlog that kind of just has a variety of everything, and me and my dog.
Oh, honey.
See my shiny head?
Yes, I can.
No, on your thing.
I know, honey.
You see that shiny?
It's your reality hour. That's what I call it. It's a reality show. It's your doggy. It's your house. It's your hair. It's your makeup. It's your facial stuff.
It's bedhead. It's I'm sick. I'm dying. But that's okay. We're gonna roll with this.
Hold on.
My travels, my trips, road trips. Everyone comes with. And I put the music on. I just let the artists have the ad revenue, because it's a lot of fun when you're driving to have some tunes.
True. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
There's music and chair dancing on the nights that I choose. I've only had one party like that online. And I actually, my Fitbit recorded 60 minutes of cardio from that online party, from me dancing in my chair.
That's fun.
I know, isn't that great? Well, there he is. Look at him.
Yep, he said you look like my ex-husband.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's the doppelganger.
Yes, the doppelganger.
You're a doppelganger.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you don't look exactly like him, but you do resemble him.
Okay, you owe me money. Just kidding.
I owe you money. You're out of luck with that one, dude. I'm an e-beggar.
You're out of luck with that one, dude.
I'm an e-beggar. If we have money, I take money. That's how we do. Right, honey? That's what everybody knows me as, an e-beggar. So I own it. What, honey?
She owns you, buddy.
I will not disappoint, Robin.
Aw. It's my baby.
We just have a lot of fun together. Oh, wait, which one? Is that Meech?
Teddy Bear.
Oh, Teddy Bear.
He's got his little paws crossed over. He's sleeping so soundly.
Teddy Bear has a little bit of lines in his fur.
Yes.
And that's the
difference. Multicolored. Okay,
Dee,
hang on. I'll tell you what.
Robin wants to know what your usual content is, which you've kind of actually started expanding and adding.
I have. I actually came up with a way to describe my channel. It is, let me think of how I was going to say it. Informational and self-help.
There you go.
Yep, that's my new description of my channel. Informational and self-help.
And she does all kinds of real life stuff too, like the square method while she's cleaning her house.
You love that square.
Well, I need it too, you know. I get overwhelmed.
I know. I still use it. I need to use the square method around here soon. Help. Seriously. Trying to
And you do cooking. You also do cooking. You do your belly dancing. You do your exercise. You do your health as far as the goal setting, or what is it called? Goal
gainers.
Goal gainers.
Called Through Thick and Thin Goal Gainers Group.
Yes.
And that will be on Fridays. If he doesn't take me out on a date on Friday. He's talking about it. He's talking about it. Why can't I find anything on here? This is really a frustration for me.
She wants to know what the square method is.
Well, basically you take a mop handle and a broom handle, which is what I use, or you can do 2 broom handles. It doesn't matter. Handles. And you lay them perpendicular, so long and then this way. And you put them in the corner of the room and square it off like a section, and you clean that corner. Then you slide them over and you do the next corner till your whole room's done. You start from the outside and work to the middle. There's a basket method that my foster mom taught me. You just take the basket and you go in each room. So you're in the living room. You take all the stuff that doesn't belong in the living room, put it in the basket, move it to the kitchen. Oh, hey, Purple Orchid. Thank you. Thanks, Robin. And then you just do that in each room till you're done with the house. There's different ways to clean. We just try to make them fun. What? I know.
And then Lee wants to know if she right now has a cat that's at her front door, and she wants to know, is your neighbor's kitty still coming in?
Oh, yes. Our neighbor's
Can I say something? It's kind of weird. I went to the gas station one time, and this kid goes, do I know you from somewhere? And I was like, why? He was like, well, he's a young kid. He goes, I just graduated, and I thought I seen you at the high school. I'm just like, I must have this face like that resembles people.
Yeah.
I guess. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Hey, can I meet this guy? You know,
can I meet this guy that looks like me?
Maybe he's rich, and I could just be like, hey, I'm going to be you for a couple of days.
Right. For real.
I get that a lot. I want to see how your exercise. That's pretty cool.
Creative. Maggie does the basket method.
Yep,
Here's my fiance right here. So.
And then Robin says she thought it was how to fold a fitted sheet squarely.
So I can text and chat now?
I think try it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see if you show up.
Let me see. Hold on.
It's not working.
You know what
yet.
threw me off when I thought I had someone who cloned my account was when it flew up on the screen, and I just
it's rigged.
What are you talking about?
No, nothing. I'm just messing with her.
Did you type yet?
I know, not yet.
I can't seem to figure out how to do it again.
You go in the settings under the Google, remember?
It's rigged.
Tell me how to do it. Walk me through it again. I always forget this dumb thing.
It's a conspiracy.
Okay, so you go to
Is it Google?
Yeah, it's Google, and then you click on the settings.
Thank you, Mom. I read your comment.
Oh, okay.
Google settings. Okay. Hold on. Settings.
And then blocked content.
Open Google Assistant settings.
Her husband wants to be blocked. Shit.
Accounts, rejected. What did you say?
Her husband's doing it all.
Oh, no. Conspiracy against you. I accidentally blocked him, and now I'm trying to.
Yeah, okay.
And he's like, he's blocking everybody.
It's a good thing you were on her panel.
I know, right? I would have been like,
You actually got a front and center meeting with Dee about the blocking. You didn't even have to try to figure out how you were going to get a hold of her.
damn, creative revival happy.
He isn't on my block list, so how do I unblock him?
Oh, you go to hold on. You have to go to hold on.
On the phone.
Yeah, I'm on the phone.
Yeah, I want to make sure Eli knows you're on the phone.
You know what you should do? I'm gonna unblock you and add you. You should do the same. Hold on, give me a second.
Huh?
Are you sure?
I don't need to do it.
That could really be a problem.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it right
You
now.
guys can end up blocking each other.
Hold on, give me a second.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
I'm gonna block you and add you. I already did that. Can you do it again? Unblock me and add me again.
How do I unblock you? I can't find you.
Unsubscribe to me. Go to my channel and subscribe to me. Unsubscribe.
Subscribe to you?
Yeah, unsubscribe and hit my bell again. That's what I did.
Oh, thank you, Robin. Oh, gosh. No, Robin. I got to be up tomorrow.
You
But
mean to type your name in and subscribe? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Unsubscribe
Okay.
and add me.
All right, hold on.
Robin, we can see you. Thank you so much for coming.
What is your name? Eli-family 19.
It's a Who's on First episode, Robin.
I need to know the
Oh,
phone.
it's ELI and the little slash in the middle. Not the bottom one, the middle.
Yeah.
It's a family. Wait, no, is it?
Yeah,
Family.
family 1983.
1983. Okay, I got it.
I'm used to my name, so I'm not used to it yet.
There we go. Subscribe.
So you unsubscribe the button, then do it again.
So unsubscribe?
Yeah, unsubscribe and hit the bell button.
Subscribe.
I know you go to Google. You go to what's it called? Here's what I do. I go to Google, your Google account to unblock me, but that don't work.
That's what I did, but you're not in there. That's what I'm saying.
What? Let me try it again. Let me now. You already did it?
Yeah, I unsubscribed, then subscribed again. Should I stay unsubscribed?
No. Stay like that. No, it's still doing it.
It's because your name is somewhere blocked, and I can't seem to figure out where you're
someone
blocked.
blocked me. Maybe someone blocked me.
Wait, no.
Oh,
Well, check. See if anyone did. I don't know.
hold on, let's see. Account storage, YouTube. Let's try that.
Are you on the laptop now or on the computer to see?
I'm on the phone.
Oh, you have to go on the
Try
on
on the
your
computer and look and see if he's in that other spot.
See, purple orchard says
Oh, on the actual YouTube channel, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a champ, Purple Orchid. We love him.
All right, let's see. I'm waiting for it to open slowly here. All right, so let's see. Okay. Community. Hopefully it's in here, because then I don't know where the heck it is if it's not.
It has to be there.
Yeah, it's got
you have to do it by the computer. It's a conspiracy. Her husband don't want me on the page.
I have the hardest time with this stupid block on block garbage.
That's what I don't like.
I know. I have to keep remembering how, that's what I'm talking about. I got to keep remembering how to get to where I'm going.
Okay, there we go. Now let me save it so we make sure it's really unblocked. There we go. Okay, you should
Now try it.
hopeful.
1 second. I'm going down.
So sorry about that.
That's
Our
okay.
great guns trying to block people.
It happens. It happens.
Only every
Yeah,
time.
you know, it easily happens. I mean, you accidentally hit the wrong person and whammo,
Yay!
you're out of here.
Yay!
Did it show up?
Yeah. Yay!
Oh, it just has to take a little while on StreamYard.
I just put yay!
Yay! Welcome back. Wait, where are you?
It should be in chat already.
Wait a minute. How come I don't see you?
I don't see him either.
Uh-oh. Did I block him?
I'm not sure.
No, that's not. Why don't I see you?
I don't know.
Does
I
anyone
don't have him blocked. He's my own. He's a mod. For me.
He's unblocked on my end.
Okay, wait a minute here.
Hold on.
Where are you, Mr. Man? And Maggie can't see him either.
You see myself?
And neither does Tanya.
Weird. He's totally unblocked on my end.
Hold on.
And nobody sees him. Not Lee.
Let me try again. I unsubscribed.
I'm saving it again to save the changes, see if that helps, but I don't.
I mean, you will be able to see yourself. There you are. Yay!
Yay.
Woo! Everyone have a party.
It feels like it's my birthday.
Oh, good. I see you now. Yay. Okay.
I don't even know why. I don't even get it. There he is. Look at that, Eli. We're so happy to see you.
There we go.
But you were like in the best spot ever when you got blocked because I had to call her.
Yeah.
Hey, you blocked me when you were supposed to wrench me.
He's like, you blocked me, woman.
Yeah, like you were so upset you hit the wrong button.
That's why I can't deal with that riffraff anymore. It just makes me go nippy where I block everybody. I don't
Yeah,
mean
it's like
to.
all of a sudden we're all flying out of here. Boosh, boosh. You're out of here. Boosh.
I'm blocked. Oh,
I'm sorry.
my goodness. Okay, I am going to find this picture to show you, though, Eli. So you see why I say what I'm saying, because that was not a very good picture I had there. But I do have a better one. I just got to get to it.
Yay.
Just give me a minute, because I got to go through my Facebook.
Oh, nice.
Eli's an awesome guy. I had met him when I used to do networking on the networking streams, and well, now he's a mod of mine. I mean, he's an awesome guy.
I like awesome guys.
Yeah, I do. I mean, Dispeller, I want to try that soup you made and the yummy dessert that you made that day on stream.
Yeah, don't put the quinoa in it so much, though, because I put too much quinoa in it. It was too thick.
It looks delicious. I was like, she better eat that or mail me some. Hey, when it comes to food, I'm there.
Yes.
Okay, Maggie.
Oh, the potatoes are what made it thick. That's
Someone
what
said you're evil.
Nothing new.
Stranger Things obsessed.
What?
Whatever. Get out of my room. You don't want to be around evil. What's your problem?
I can't block
Why would you
them.
want to hang around evil?
Oh, okay. I got to get back over here. All right. I wasn't in the stream yard.
Oh, nice.
I will never understand. People have some issue with me, but they still come in my room, so they must be liking something in here because they're always flipping in here, always.
No, because every time you're live, I'm like, I'm with my fiance out doing stuff or something, and then when I come back home, I'm just like, oh man, she's not live.
People are just mean and nasty sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Where is the picture? I really want to show you this picture. Then you will totally understand why I said what I said.
You'll find it.
You'll find it. And then I gotta go because I'm gonna call my fiance. So
I
So
understand.
after you show him.
after you show me. Hey guys, subscribe to me and I got a good channel.
Yes, Eli has a great channel.
I like One Love. I wish I could talk like One Love. She can talk with no panels. That's what I like. She's cool like that. I can't. I feel like I'm talking to myself.
I know, Maggie. I was thinking that too. As soon as you walked away, wham, boom. It's like they're ready to pounce.
Yeah. That's so true. It's like they just wait for the opportune moment to start their baloney. Drive me nuts.
It does sound like the father wants to be like him, to run his show. Who does the father want to be like?
His father? I don't know. What father?
Oh, I'm reading chat.
Oh. They mean Russ? The guy running the mansion?
Yeah.
Manor or whatever?
Are we still buffering, Tanya?
No, I'm gonna go on there. Okay, who's that one?
Hi, Christine. Christine's the one that has the question.
I don't know if she's still in here. Robin Real.
No, she had to go. She had to leave because she has to get up early.
I hope she's seen my subscribe on email. I hate to say that word. I'm sorry.
Why am I not finding this freaking thing?
I think they mean he was grooming the daughter in the interview, was being groomed to run his show thing. Oh, you mean like the daughter would have been groomed to actually be part of the show and running it in the future?
Yeah, I think it's all set up.
It was. I think it was even more than psychological. I'm guessing.
Well, apparently he groomed all of them to do that kind of stuff.
See, this is the ultimate as far as a case study.
That's why I grabbed it. It looked pretty interesting to me, so.
And that's we have hardly even touched it. You know what I mean? I mean,
that's a true crime. That's a true crime if ever I heard of one. Just nobody died. Except person's psyche definitely died, I'm sure.
and I would just really like to be able to find out what his history is and what he went through, which, you know, he obviously was conditioned as well as a child.
Well, there's stuff on there about his past too. You just
Purple Orchid. I will see one of your videos. So I'm gonna see you on here. I'm about to go. So I'll show me that picture. I'll still be on here on my thing. So,
what do you mean?
I can still see you and hear you on here. So show him that picture. I'm about to go get off so I can Skype. So
I'm still trying to find it.
Okay, I'll be here. I'll still be watching. So.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
I'll find it. I promise you that.
Gotcha.
It's weird. You can find stuff all the time, and then when you need it, you can't find it. It's always how
Mommy Mars, I think there are a lot of videos on it. I only watched a video with one woman who was being interviewed, prepared to go in, did the initial initiation stuff. Then they threw her in the truck. She didn't last very long at all. She didn't even get beyond the van. She like literally passed out.
Oh yeah, because they choke you and stuff. So yeah, you do pass out sometimes. That's what they're.
I forget what they did to her in there, but
I think
she didn't even get to the worst of it.
That's the one that was married and her husband and her went through it. And they were screaming at her about how they were doing stuff to her husband and whatever. It was pretty awful. I don't know. I feel bad for the guy when he stands before God. That's all I can say. Somebody better help him fast.
No buffer here? Why do I need a name?
Oh, a name. Is that the name of somebody? Why do I need a name?
Yeah.
Okay, I got this. I'm going to just stream it so you can see. This is my ex-husband. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd Eli go? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to stream this or share this screen so you can see. Just a second. Need to get to, is it going to let me stream it? Does it not let you stream the YouTube channel? There we go.
Hey, Maggie.
That's my ex.
Where? Wait, stop. I'm
See
looking
it,
at
Eli?
something. Wait, I gotta find.
Here.
Do you see Why Do I Need a Name and Heidi Day?
Me?
No, I'm talking to Maggie.
Oh,
Do you?
I don't see anybody like that. Yeah, he looks like Eli. That's why I said you remind me of my ex-husband. That is my ex-husband.
Hey, Maggie. Because there's absolutely no content or anything on both those channels. I mean, nothing.
Boot him. I think I need to start having that rule too. That if you don't have content on your channels,
I mean, there is nothing here at all on both of them.
I see you, Maggie. I see you. I see you. And now I hear me. I'm going to look on YouTube and see if I see what you're talking about, because I didn't see anybody on StreamYard with those names.
Right. You don't see them in StreamYard.
And what is the names?
Heidi Day. It's Why Do I Need a Name and Heidi Day.
Yeah.
Heidi Day says no buffer. You found it? There we are. See it?
Yep. No content.
Yeah, there's nothing on both.
Well, for now, we'll leave them, but I think I'm going to
Well,
start.
why? Why would you want them here?
I don't know. I have no idea why I would want them here. Not that I really don't want them here. I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, I mean.
You think I should boot them, honey?
If you don't know why you want them.
I mean, what's the point? I mean, that is not even like a normal YouTuber that goes around and watches content. I mean, it looks just like a page that's made up so you can run around to pages, and I don't know. I'd get rid of them.
I will never say this again, but loved ones makes sense.
I mean, look at the pictures. There's not even, well, anybody can put any picture. I'm just saying.
Who's Heidi Day, though? I don't see a Heidi Day.
Right here.
I'm looking.
1 second. Because it's in the room.
Maggie says she doesn't see. Maggie, are you on YouTube?
Oh, wait, forget about it. Forget about it.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. I don't know.
Forget it.
I will. I already blocked the other one. I think that's going to be my new rule is if you don't have an account, I'm not letting you in here. Because
Which one did you block?
Why do I need a name?
Okay.
Because people have been known to change names and sneak into rooms and all that stuff. And I'm not putting up with that either. I mean, if they're going to lurk, there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. Because I think even if you block them or hide them or whatever, they still can lurk.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so.
Thanks, Tanya. Tanya said Heidi's been in chat for a while, hasn't caused any problems.
So Heidi's real.
Apparently. I don't care. If you come in here and don't cause problems, stay. But if you're going to come in here and start bringing up garbage about what happened 3 days ago, don't bother. I'm done with those people. I'm done with the situation. And that's it. I don't want to hear about it. As someone told me, act like you never knew them. Like they do not exist.
Amen.
Oh, no problem, Eli.
Oh, Eli, did you see your doppelganger?
Yeah, did you get to see him?
Oh, you have to unblock that.
What?
That's one of her screen names. She accidentally signed in from her phone.
Oh, no.
This is like a Who's on First episode.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, that means I got to go through YouTube to do it. That's right. Okay. So
I think I started this whole problem.
I think you did this time. Thanks.
Well, no, that was an honest mistake. Okay. That was Maggie screwed up there, but I screwed up first. Then all of a sudden, somehow Eli was blocked, but I'm glad he was on panel. I don't know. This is all very funny.
Eli got blocked accidentally by me.
I'm just happy you could say, hey, you blocked me, like vocalize it.
That's fun. Okay, let's see.
Tanya Nicole's like whack-a-troll.
Whack-a-troll. Like whack-a-mole, whack-a-troll.
Oh my goodness. Well, you do become a little bit hyper vigilant when you've been dealing with it for quite some time.
Yes.
I mean, that's absolutely normal. Most people that go through sustained periods of having to be on the defense become hyper vigilant. They say, and I know this may sound really for those that watch that don't like us, they'll be like, oh, how exaggerating. But yeah, people that are abused become hyper vigilant.
Yep. Yep.
And harassing people to the point where they're constantly on defense is abuse.
Yes, it is. Purple Rain sent me love. I don't know who that is. Purple Rain. Who is that?
Kim A has been invisible at times. How? How do you even know that? If they're invisible.
I have no idea. All right. Well, I guess we'll close down because we've covered this till we can't cover it anymore tonight.
I know, and it's like, oh my goodness, I'm getting so tired, and I got to get up
That's what I'm doing.
early, and I got to clean my car and drive in that snow again. You know, did
Go
you
ahead.
know that they literally have to have snow that's like put into a dump truck so they can haul it away up here?
Jeez.
Yeah, that's how much snow we got up here.
Wow. Yeah. As I was saying, I think what I'm going to do, yeah, I couldn't see Kim A at all. I think what I'm going to do is we'll do one spiritual type show a week and one kind of informational commentary per week. That's what I'm going to do. And I think NG or NM or whatever her name was, Nicole Murphy or whatever, that we did today about the Judas. I think her videos are real good for that. RC Blake's is real good for that. It's all good. So that'll be my spiritual weekly thing I do. Because I think it's good to stick to like topics and let somebody else do the darn talking for a change. I can just kind of interject once in a while. People don't want to hear my voice. They're sick of it. That's why they're flaming me all over the place.
Well, I think it's really fun to expand upon stuff.
Yeah, me too.
You know, like they'll talk, like the commentary is fun because you get to expand upon it.
Yeah.
And kind of give a new thought.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this is like super interesting. I think case studies would be fun too.
Long as it ain't murder and crime.
No, it's about, you know, learning how it all works. To get a better understanding of the mind.
This is not Dr. Seuss. This is actually those curtains that you stuff full of newspaper and put them above your curtain thing, but I like them back there for my teaching, for my tutoring.
Oh, Leah, do you want her channel name again?
Oh, hang on. I got to find it. I'm not really sure. NM something. What is her darn name? Oh, man. I'll have to get it to you, Lee, because I don't remember it offhand. I'll find it, though. It was called something about Know Your Judas.
Nicole McGuire. Mommy
Thank
Mars said.
Yes. Thank you, Mommy Mars.
Mommy Mars, when I made a comment on her video, you had just commented like 2 hours prior.
Yes, Nicole McGuire Enterprise 7. That's her name. So I will send you or post the link here. Hold on. Here we go. That's the link right there, y'all.
You have a great night too, Tanya. Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, Tanya, thanks. Oh, you were sub to her, but you don't get notifications anymore.
I think it was a success as well, Maggie.
Thank you, Maggie. Other than the little bit of disruption, it was not a bad night.
Oh, it was nothing compared to how it used to be.
You heard a kid giggle? I don't have any kids here. I don't know what you heard.
Are you sure it wasn't coming from your house?
I don't have children that young to be a kid giggling. My children are grown adults. They do giggle, but they're not little kids. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off of here, go spend some time with my hubby, and then head to the bed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
It's time to put some pajamas on and go to sleep because I got to get up early.
Oh, yeah? Where are you heading now?
My daughter has photography class tomorrow, so I'm going to be driving in that snow again. And then I got to go to the Secretary of State because they sent my license to that awful ex-landlord.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, after I did a change of address. So now I got to get that resolved because they forgot to scan the paperwork into the system. And Oh, I hate having to fix it. It's just such an inconvenience.
Yeah. Hey, Eli, I noticed on your channel you had something paranormal, and although I'm definitely not into that, this lady whose link you just copied is kind of on the flip side of that. She believes in the power of God, so prophecy, deliverance, stuff like that, like I believe. And we did a thing last night. You missed it. You can go back and watch it though. One Love was with me. On what was it called? Judas, knowing your Judas. And it's really good.
Maggie, I got court on the 20th for that.
You
And
got
I
a ticket?
have, yeah, for that
From what
registration deal, but I got proof of
Oh.
registration, so it's an informal hearing.
I
So I'm
see.
sure, you know, either they'll try to make me pay it and then I'll say no and then we'll have to go to court.
Right. Always fun stuff.
I know, but it's $140.
Oh, people are starting to text me now, apologizing and stuff and wanting back in. So they must like my room, I guess. You know, DelusionDispeller who doesn't know how to run a chat room. Everybody wants back in now. Well, like I said, I will confer with my mods and see if anybody should be let back in. If they should, then I will do it. One Love will be the first mod I check with, and Hillary also. What? It's not there. What do you mean it's not there? I just checked. I just looked at it. Last
It
night
has to be there.
It better be there. Huh. Very strange.
Is it gone?
I don't know. I'm checking.
This is a crazy night.
It is. Oh, man.
G. Marie said, no, don't let them back.
Well, G would say that anyway because G gets very badly triggered by stuff like that. It looks like it's there. Delay in the live stream plan? No, that's not it. Wait a minute. No, it's not there. What the heck? I'm going to look on the lives here. Okay, that's not helping. I don't know. Maybe I edited it or something and forgot to put it on. I don't know.
No, it was there. The one where it was for the commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was there when I looked, even before we came here.
Yeah, who is your Judas? It's on there. It's right there. I'm looking at it. I will send you the link so you can go watch it. It got 26 thumbs down, and I can only guess who those came from. I already know. I don't even have to ask. I don't really care. Thumb up, thumb down. There's a way you can hide your thumbs, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because I would like to do that. I'm sick of people judging everybody by their darn thumbs. Thumbs don't make a hill of beans difference to me. Not anymore.
Mm.
There you go, Lee. That's the... Where did it go? Where'd my link go? I just posted it.
I don't know why, but sometimes my thumbs show and sometimes they don't. And I always thought if you just set your settings that it's supposed to be that way for every video you upload, but for whatever reason, sometimes they don't show and I don't even set it up like that.
There's the link. It wouldn't let me just type the link. Oh, there it is. It typed twice. Okay, whatever. YouTube is wackadoodle. I hope they fix whatever they can with this. Seriously.
I don't like her to see her hurt either.
I don't like seeing my friend D hurt either.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, you heard that, Eli? that they're going to do away with thumbs down. That's good. That's like Facebook. Hey, Dee, did you hear that? That
What?
Eli heard that they're going to do away with the thumbs down.
I like that.
I do too. That's how Facebook is.
That's how it should be. Why what? Slav King or whatever your name is.
Slav King.
Why are they doing away with thumbs down? Because it hurts people. They don't need to be demoted, degraded. No problem, Lee. Yeah. True. Mommy Murs, true.
Oh. Yeah.
Should we let you go so you can get some sleep and get your jammies?
I do want to get my jammies on and been trying to be really good. Been drinking a lot of water, because I feel like I don't know, you know how it is when you got heat going in your house, everything, my skin's dry, everything's dry.
We're a bunch of
I
boomers.
feel like I'm shriveling up, huh?
Slav King said, man, y'all are just a bunch of boomers. Like baby boomers.
Slav, I think you're trying to be a little bit of an instigator. I think you should go. Oh, you already got rid of them? Good. That's an instigator. That's someone who's trying to start stuff.
All right.
Okay,
yep.
Lee.
Time to shut down shop, I think.
Yeah.
It's almost 11. I want to give my husband at least an hour of time with me to talk about stuff and watch movies or whatever. All right. Love y'all. Have a good night.
Love ya. Bye, boomers.
We'll see you next time.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What the heck am I